Hello, all of you wonderful people. It is your boy Rylionn, and joining me tonight is going to be the wonderful Noble. Everyone say hello to Noble. Noble, say hello to everyone.
Good evening.
Boom, there you go. Get a good evening. Yes, I'm very excited here. We have a wonderful matchup in tonight's games. We have the University of Montreal versus Counter Target Spell. Two teams right now that are sitting in second and third place. Both are tied, of which with two others for those positions. So tonight's game is very important for both teams, and I'm very much looking forward to it. How excited are you tonight, Noble?
Oh, this is definitely going to be an interesting game. Definitely enjoyed the first game that we saw with Counter Target Spell. Definitely going to enjoy watching them play again. Hopefully they win. I'm rooting for them right now. Definitely enjoying their team right now. So,
Oh yeah,
gonna look for a good game here.
lot of great gameplay from Counter Target Spell. I mean, just looking over the last 2 weeks. So week one, they went ahead and did 2-1. Week two, they went ahead and did 2-1. So if it's the same trend, week three, they could go ahead and end here tonight 2-1. I definitely expect it to go to a game three. But on the other side, we have the University of Montreal, who week one, they got 0-2'd, but in week number two, they 2-0'd. So they went ahead and turned that around and put themselves up a little bit higher on the standings there. So I would like to see a game number three, but who do you think is going to take the victory overall, just out of the last 2 weeks of performance?
Definitely gonna go with the slow and steady build that Counter Target's been going with. Definitely,
Okay,
I've been liking their team comps and how they position with each other pretty well. Definitely
agreed.
looking to watch that.
Absolutely. No, they have been on an absolute roll. I mean, 2-1, even though it's not exactly the victory that you want, it's still a victory overall. Just looking at some of the gameplay that they have here, at their op.gg's, I haven't seen a lot of Garen recently, in terms of just playing on the roof to myself, but they definitely tend to, it seems like they kind of like him a lot more right now, but that Shen gameplay overall is just something that you really need to look out for on the side of
Oh yeah.
uh, counter target spell. And draft has started, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. UDEM, or the University of Montreal, is going to be on blue side for game number 1, and counter target spell on the red side. And here we go, and let's see what their first ban's going to be. Now, on the side of counter target spell, what lane would you be trying to focus on primarily to ban out, if you even had to pick? I know it's difficult.
Uh, Definitely gonna look for banning out like the Shen. The Shen is really just overall really good for that team fight comp. And it's
Agreed.
something that can cause a lot of people to actually make mistakes because they're like, oh, you know, they didn't expect Shen to just appear in their lane, and it's like, oh, we're about to kill him. Shen shield pops up, and it's like, uh-oh, you know. And yeah, Shen is definitely really good to get that early lead on the rest of your lanes, as long as you're surviving in top lane pretty well as Shen. He's a pretty good lane bully against most champs. Definitely
Absolutely.
gonna worry about that Shen for sure.
Oh yeah, and just in general, Prince Manjus. I'm sorry, not Prince Manjus. Aki Aiden in the top lane. Uh, they definitely want to target him, and it looks like they have so far. So Gangplank and Trundle are going to be the first 2 bans for the University of Montreal, and counter target spell Sejuani and Corki. Now I've seen a lot of really good gameplay recently from Corki, and it is no guess at all. It's the reasons why he's getting banned out right now. And I don't know if that's something. Let me double check. University of Montreal, if that's someone that they've been playing a lot recently, or if that's just someone that they just don't want to deal with in the current meta. And then it looks like, yep, there goes the Shen bans
Yeah,
that we've
there
been
goes the
discussing.
3-man top ban.
And then the Vigar. So yeah, they definitely do not want Aki Aiden. He is a very good, person to ban out on the side of counter target spell. But I mean, they left out 4 really important people: Jack Spectrum, Brandon Guts, Diagons, and Prince Manjus. So they have 4 really good teammates right now that have free range essentially for these first 3 picks. Diagons, wonderful ADC player. Ezreal is definitely probably his top tier pick that I've ever seen him play or go up against. Anybody, his Ezreal is just impeccable. It's like Mustard Cat's Yumi or like Wookiee's anything. So it's just wonderful. And Diana and a Mumu. Okay, so do you expect to see Diana in the jungle? Do you think that's a jungle pick or a mid lane pick from the side of University of Montreal?
Definitely gonna feel like it is a jungle pick. It's a
I
pretty
agree.
strong jungler, you know, the shield, just the overall damage. And her kit, she can just take you out almost instantaneously, just everything she has.
That is true. That is true. And this is a really good jungle matchup. I mean, Diana, she just has that really, really big power spike after level 6, but Amumu kind of has that initial lockdown, and he does a lot of damage for being just a tanky little crybaby
Oh yeah,
as well.
especially
And
with that conch on him, and Sunfire Ages just
oof,
melts through you.
I'm having PTSD from just like playing Rift or Flex the past couple of weeks here. And I like the Wombo with the Misfortune added in there. Later on around objectives, when they're in those tight knit spaces, Dragon, Baron Pit, things like that, or if they're able to go ahead and get into those little nooks around the jungle objectives, this is going to be a really good combo on the side of CTS if they're able to pop it off. And to answer back, they have selected Senna. Okay. I haven't seen a lot of Senna gameplay in recent, but we have seen her a lot in the league itself overall. That's a really, good pick. Late game scaling, the Diana and the Senna. It seems that's going to be University of Montreal's niche this game. What do you, like, how do you feel about that? Oh, the Tom Kempson. Oh, I love that. Oh, I love that. It's been such a long time since I've seen that, and that is just nasty.
Yeah, definitely liking me. I play top lane a lot, so personally I enjoy the Tom Kench rework. Not seeing him top anymore is pretty nice. But it
Bro.
also ups his utility for team fights, not only, you know, just eating your teammate to make sure they don't die to like Ziggs bomb or any of that. It's now it gives a shield and I believe movement speed as well
Mhm.
after he eats one of his allies. So it's nice to see that there's a lot more utility with that. So we'll be seeing more of a support like build maybe being revitalized, for instance, on TK. So definitely it's something to look for.
And we had a slight mistake here. They meant to pick Janna, so it's going to be a Misfortune Janna bot lane on the side of counter target spell. So a lot of good disengage, to try to get Tom Kench off. But it's a little bit his engage is a little bit different than like Leona or Rel or someone that just runs directly at you. I don't think can he navigate around Janna's tornado if he's able to time it correctly with that I guess essentially that knockup that he does, that teleport.
Right after if Janna has placed her tornado already, since they did up the speed a lot, I'm not sure if Tom Kench would be able to get around Janna W, or not Janna W, get around Janna's tornado. Um,
Okay.
but having it well enough timed, maybe, because there is a slight amount of time that he has to get up. So
Right.
if he gets up close and personal with the enemy ADC and support, since they're squishier than Tom Kench, he'll just eat them. It's kind of scary, man.
That's true, and I think the delay on the tornado might be a little bit longer than the delay of Tom Kench even going, so even if he does pop up, he's still not gonna be as effective immediately, so be able to hit the knock-up Q combo or just at least stop him from getting those 3 auto attacks off before he can eat the ADC. And
Oh
we
yeah.
have the Camille and the Vlad bans are gonna be the final 2 bans for counter target spell, and then Orianna, and then the final ban here for the side of University of Montreal. And they already focused on top lane hardcore. I don't really know how many others that they could pull out, to try to limit him. But the Orianna and the Ari, so they want to focus on the mid lane here. So Branded Guts, another big target here on the side of University of Montreal. Can't say I blame them because if I'm not mistaken, last week he had one death maybe out of all the games. So I don't know. He was very effective over that 3 game series, but he was an absolute menace. And ooh, Vex or Lux. With this
Hmm.
combo, I would try to lean more Lux. How about you?
I
Okay.
personally, I like the Vex. If she picked Vex, that would have been pretty good.
Okay.
Lux is nice. The little bit about amount of shield that you give to your team is nice. But I definitely prefer the Vex just going in, diving on like the Senna, taking her out right away, because she can be pretty annoying pretty fast.
That makes sense.
Overall, the like group fear that you can get with the Vex as well is quite strong in my opinion.
True. I was just thinking more of like the already existing wombo between the Amumu Misfortune. Lux is just another long ranged AoE, or not AoE, just long ranged ability that can just hit all targets. And being able to lock him down with the Amumu, this is just a wombo heaven right now for the side of CTS. UDEM, they have great wombo capabilities as well. The Anivia ulti is going to be a great time for them to go ahead and set things up, block things off, the Anivia wall. Senna with her AoE route, that's going to be able to set up Diana in the future. So they have a good thing going on. And the final cherry on top for UDEM is actually going to be Jax. That's a scary looking comp that they have overall. Like, that is terrifying. The Anivia Jax combo is just, I think, beautifully perfect to go ahead and just round out UDEM. And then the final pick here for CTS is they're hovering Ornn. That wouldn't be terrible because it's not that they need a tank, but you can never go wrong with having a lot of tanks unless you're going into a vein, which they're not. Okay, so yeah, Ornn it is. So, I mean, looking at both these teams, it's really going to be difficult to pinpoint who's going to be winning. But if I had to give it to one, early game CTS. If it goes to late game, like anything beyond about 25-30 minutes, UDEM.
I just put 2,000 points onto a counter target spell. Like in the Ornn pick, of course, looking at University, their team comp looks pretty good at just all inning here with the Diana and her dash along with Tom Kench and his, as well as Jax, who can also just jump onto the enemy team.
Right.
It looks quite strong. Jax, once he gets Divine Sunder, along with, Lethal Tempo being really strong with Jax, including Jax's passive, definitely gonna see Ornn possibly getting melted pretty well. Definitely gonna feel like I'm gonna see Ornn rushing either Bramble Vest or trying to get to Frozen Heart pretty fast.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I see a lot of people talking about in chat here just the team fight comp overall from the side of CTS, and like I cannot stress that enough. And once again, for those of you that are just joining in, that blank little space there on the side of CTS is actually a Janna pick. So it's going to be a Janna Misfortune bot lane with the Amumu in the jungle, Lux in the mid lane, and then Ornn in the top. And then on the side of UDEM, we have Vatatos in the top lane with Jax. We have Alpha 4 Claw in the jungle with Diana. We have the mid lane Anivia with Dovahkiin. We have Kazan on ADC with Senna. And the Tahm Kench, which is Hagnia, will be the support. But this will be a fasting Senna, so really all the CS is going to go to the side of TM. That's fun. So overall, you think this is going to go with counter target spell. And like I said, early on, if they can get the combos right, I agree. Anything past like 25, 30 minutes, I'm going to give it to University. And I ended up voting on University. A little bit too many points, though, because I threw it out of whack and I didn't get the returns that I wanted. So.
Yeah, definitely liking the Ornn pick though, because the University team doesn't have too tanky of a team, so the Ornn Horn definitely gonna knock out a bit of that armor with his brittle. So
Ooh,
that armor and magic resist lost on the Jax. He'll be a bit more squishy since he's already a bruiser. It'll make him easier to take down for sure.
okay. I could definitely, yeah, the top lane battle, it's going to go to Ornn only because he is tankier. Jax has that early advantage. If he's able to go ahead and get the Sheen, quickly and get a kill maybe before level 3 or 4, then he's going to go ahead and have the advantage. Ornn, he's probably going to go grasp the Undying Ornn, and then, he's just going to keep on getting tankier and tankier with every hit, plus doing the additional damage on top of the brittle and everything else that he does. Eventually it's just going to go on over to Ornn no matter what. So Jax will have to go ahead and try to spend his time mid game, either just roaming down to mid or hoping to God that there's a fight happening in topside jungle, and then going in a 2v2 and coming out on top there. And with the damage output from Diana Jax, they might be able to get one of them. It just really depends on how tanky they are, at the time that they decide to do these fights, because Amumu Ornn is not too easy kills, that is for certain.
Oh yeah, for sure. The lockdown from Amumu definitely going to be something they're going to need to look out for. Probably going to end up seeing a cleanse in the bot lane. That's what I feel like. Definitely going to see a
Ooh,
cleanse on the Senna, just in case Amumu comes in, because if he locks him down, then he's doomed.
that is very true. And plus you have Tahm Kench that could just gobble you up anyway, so it's not like you need to get flash or anything.
For sure.
All right, but no, this is looking good. I mean, definitely go ahead and put your channel points up as to who you think is going to be winning game number 1 here. Remember, this is a best of 3 series. University of Montreal, which is blue side, and counter target spell on red side. Once again, the lineups for each of the teams. University of Montreal, we have Jax in the top lane with Vatatas, Diana, who is Alpha Crew, Dovahkiin, which is the Anivia in the mid lane. Kazan is Senna as ADC, and Hagnia is Tahm Kench as support. And on the side of counter target, oh, I'm sorry, Alpha Claw. What did I say? I don't. Oh, Alpha Crew. I'm sorry. I'm an Alpha Claw. And then on the side of a counter target spell, we have in the top lane Aki Aiden on Ornn, Jack Spectrum in the jungle with Amumu, Brandon Guts in the mid with Lux, Digon's MT on Misfortune ADC, and then Prince Manjuice on support Janna. So this is going to be very exciting. And I'm glad to see that the support top smite meta is no longer a thing anymore. Since you're a top laner, I mean, can you speak on that over the past couple of days here?
Honestly, I haven't really seen that. I
You
do
haven't
like to
personally?
invade his top lane as much as I can, because if I pick
Okay.
up the kill, it's a nice early lead for sure. If you can back and have like a ruby crystal or boots right away, always nice to have. If I go Darius, I just always invade. It can be a solo invade. If you start with Decimate, I believe it is, on Darius, it's his
Hmm.
Q. Um, just because you have that extra healing off of hitting the tip of your Q on the jungle monsters, you get that
Absolutely.
healing, you're able to just take their red or blue buff right away. And if they're not there, then you are completely fine. Free blue buff in lane. And you walk back in lane with equal CS, usually. So, You'll be fine.
All right, good point. I don't really venture outside of bot lane all that much. When I do go top lane, but I'm usually like top lane Teemos. Something like that's just irritating, or mid lane like Heimerdinger, something where I don't have to do a lot of effort. But it's nice to see that, there's a lot of different experiences all over the map and what you will bring here, as a casting thing. So I appreciate your analytical look. But let me go ahead. We're going to go to a quick break here before game number 1 commences. Once again, University of Montreal versus Counter Target Spell. We will see you in just a few. Be right back. All right, welcome back, all of you wonderful, wonderful people. We have game number 1 underway here, and it looks like we're going to be getting right into the action. We have a 5-man invade from the side of Counter Target Spell, while we have a nice 5-point start from the side of University of Montreal. Dovahkiin just be going back and forth, though, for right now, making sure that everyone's all good, and they're just going to get a few deep wards and then back right on off to their 5-point start. So I like this aggressiveness. Is this what you typically do with like your team, or like do you just go solo venture and invade on your own as a top laner?
Well, it depends. Usually we all invade.
Oh, have a little pause. Okay,
We usually all will like to invade the bot lane typically, and if we don't do an invade but we did get like vision on the red buff and we see that the jungle's there, I'll typically try to go over there and steal whatever buff is on their top side, so just try to grab a red or blue buff for free. And that's only I can do that with Darius just because of his healing from Decimate.
And the deep ward here on the blue buff is actually going to pay off, so they know that Alpha Claw is going to be starting off on their blue buff, and this is just a spectator delay in-game. Your internet is not broken. Twitch is not broken, I promise you all. So do not worry. Yep. And so this is really good information on the side of CTS, knowing where Jax is going to be starting, along with, not Jax, Diana is going to be starting. They do catch out the ward, but it is still going to be too late. The information is already known, and that's huge. Like, knowing where the jungler is going to be going, how does that typically play? Like, you know, statistics-wise, like, does that give the team overall, in this kind of gameplay, not in like solo queue, would you say, like, does that give your team a huge advantage when you know where the jungler is going to be starting at?
I'd say it's a pretty nice advantage, because then, you know, for Orin, for instance, he can solo take out Scuttle if needed, so it will give bot lane and the information. Well, since Diana's starting blue, you know, we'll see more presence on the map, so it'll be like, oh, okay, well, we're able to track the Diana for the first few minutes because we know where she's going to be. And so we'll play safer top lane until she would be pathing down to her red, because we wouldn't have to worry as much about a gank. And then what we would go into is we'd start seeing, you know, okay, Diana's probably more bot side if their bot is playing more aggressive too. So then we'd be looking for, okay, Orin will be moving up.
Knowing that Alpha started on top side, though, he's going to go ahead and engage. Has the blue buff, forced to flash. Very nice look from the side of University of Montreal. They knew that Diana was starting top lane, but maybe they thought that they were going to just mirror and go straight to bot side, like do the full clear and go bot. But good luck. And the teleport's going to be used by Akiaden to get back into top lane, so he's not missing out on too much with that wave.
Looks like the Diana is actually also invading the Krugs for the Amumu, and they're actually going to engage here.
Very nice, and
in the jungle as well.
Hagnia with Kazan. Like you said, yep, there goes the director camera. It's catching up. You're a little bit faster than the than the client itself, but yes, Diana is going to be pushing out Jack Spectrum actually, and Jackson's actually ahead in terms of farm, because he didn't have that early gank like Diana did, but Diana's doing a really good job. And we have a nice roam coming in from Brandon Guts as well. Does land the stun. Another follow-up from Jack Spectrum. Really nice to lock him down. Forced to flash over the wall. And they are not going to go ahead and chase any further. Just gain those spells and back off. I like it. Guerrilla Warfare tactics. Take your wins and leave. Don't overstay.
Oh, yeah.
How many times have you seen that?
Oh, man. Too many times, especially in solo queue, man. We get people... They get Baron buff and then they run off and die, and it's like, well, that's really useful, you know?
Yep, it's like, well, then you shouldn't have just... You might as well never gotten the buff. The best thing you did is just make sure that the other team didn't get the buff.
Looks like the Amumu's also going to be getting double Scuttle here because of that advantage they got. So they're able to track the Diana, get the double Scuttle, good early vision for knowing when someone's going to try to gank or for objectives as well.
Now, Jack, as we've seen time and time again, he is just one of the best junglers that teamgap has had the pleasure of representing here. We've seen him plenty of times in Gold League, and I believe you've also gone up against him and played with them, have you not?
I'm not quite sure, actually.
Jack Spectrum?
I'm not sure.
What? Oh man. Oh, I thought you have. I'm so sorry. I assumed. This is what happens when you assume. But yeah, no, he's definitely MVP caliber. I believe it was one of our MVPs from our spring split of 2021, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to reach out to the producer to double check that information, but I'm very confident. But yeah, he has just been a very good threat. As you can tell here, the CS difference, 37 to 24. If Diana would have been able to pick up an early kill, I think it would be, you know, in her favor right now. But because high risk, high reward type factor, she wasn't able to get the kill, so Jack was able to go ahead and take advantage of those early ganks. Uh-oh, here we go. Very nice. Hagny is going to go ahead and engage onto Diagon's. Jack Spectrum, though, to follow up. Very nice deterrent. And even though we did see the flash from Diagon, so Prince Manjuice is going to just run right back into them. All right. I don't know how these guys get through airport security. They got balls of steel over here. But that was intense. I wouldn't be turning around on that. And nice little skirmish here on top side. The trade's going to be in the favor of Akiaden, though, for the time being. Does have his ward to back him up a little bit, but there goes the grasp proc along with the tower hit. That's not the situation you want to be in on the side of Vatatos. Especially, like you mentioned, the brittle earlier as well.
Oh yeah, it's definitely the brittle along with the grasp auto. Definitely going to do some nice big damage, especially early on. Not as good as the Diana grasp Divine Sunder Q, obviously, but still some really nice damage, especially coming from a tank like Ornn, where he just gets tankier and tankier.
And your top lane expertise here, you're on the side of Jax right now, right? What items are you looking to build early on to combat in this tankiness that you know that he's going to just be, as you can clearly tell right now, you know, level 6, level 5, he has got way more max health right now than you. Like, what is the game plan if you're Jax? Uh-oh. Hold on 1 second on
Jax
that. But we have the Ornn Horn getting popped. Back to toes, just hitting level 6 as well. But Jack Spectrum's going to go ahead and follow up. Very nice binding. And first blood, 7 minutes in, goes on over to the Amumu. Jack Spectrum. Very nice pick.
Definitely going to see a Merc Tread Rush from the Jax, I feel like, just because of all the magic damage that comes from the Bellows ability, which is Ornn's W. And that's what applies the brittle. Okay. Definitely gonna be seeing Merc Treads along with Sheen. Jax already has the Sheen to get that extra damage to make his empowered autos very, very strong. And we're definitely gonna be seeing Divine Sunder this game. One of his best items is Divine Sunder just because of all the extra damage, as well as the Sheen proc and the tankiness you get from it as well.
Alpha Claw might be setting him up for the blue buff, just handing it over to him. The early smite does go off. Alpha Claw, just barely misses that binding on the side of Jack Spectrum. I think he waited a little bit too long. I don't know if he had vision on him necessarily at that point in time, but it would have been a really good look. It would have been a really good pick. And here we see the bot lane, Prince Manjuice, Janna, actually roaming towards the Krugs to go ahead and get that early Krug. Can't complain about that. That's something that we've seen a lot of gameplay, actually. And I don't know if... I don't really see this typically in my solo queue games, and even when I was playing, we didn't really run this a whole lot, but the support roams are super important here.
Especially the Glacial Augment Janna that's slow along with the Airborne. You get hit by it, there's nothing you can do about it. But definitely that's slow, and the passive of Glacial Augment making allies take, I think it's 15% reduced damage from affected targets, definitely going to be helpful for team fights as well.
Absolutely, could not be more wrong. And it looks like we might have our first team fight here around the first dragon of the game, which is a Hextech dragon. Diagon's just now hitting level 6. Prince Manjuice not quite there yet, but will be available soon. Top lane only has, very nice ulti coming in from Brandon Guts to actually lock down Hagnia. Gets eaten, eats up Dovahkiin actually while in the egg form, some scrambled egg for breakfast, yes please. Saves Dovahkiin by just a sliver of health. Akiaden and Vatatos in the top lane duking it out as always, top lane does. Both getting about halfway down into the trade as well, so not really sure who comes out on top here. That refillable potion definitely coming in clutch right now. Prince Manjuice forced to flash out of the Hagnia knockup. Later that game goes, the worse that's going to be because Janna's just so fast. She doesn't even have boots yet.
And
I don't know if they're actually gonna... He hasn't hit a lot of these knockups, and the later this game goes, I don't think he's gonna hit very many.
Oh, for sure.
Back up to the back line.
Yeah, definitely gonna be looking for a good engage from Janna. Just a good knock-up tornado. Definitely gonna cause some issues for the squishies on that team too, especially as the squishies, being the damage dealers, are gonna be doing less damage.
Yes.
So, something to look for.
How many Senna stacks are we up to at the moment?
It looks like 37.
Ooh, okay. So 10 minutes in, 37, almost at that double proc there, a little bit more range. Jack Spectrum making his way down the bot lane as well, lands the binding. Very nice. Curse of the Sad Mummy finds its way as well. Diagon's, I don't think, was set up in time for the bullet time. At least not enough to get an effective one off, so he does hold on. Or he doesn't have it, no, at the moment. My apologies. He did use it earlier. Sorry about that.
Did lose flash and heal on the Senna as well.
That's big, especially the Dragon still being up right now at the 11-minute mark. Kind of crazy.
Ornn getting that early game Bramble Vest to counter off any of Jax's healing that he'd get while sustained fighting. So, looking at that there too.
Oh, here we go. Alpha Claw and Dovahkiin actually making the way. Jack Spectrum forced to flash over the Anivia wall. Very nice. This is just less and less things that everyone's gonna have available around this dragon fight. Vatato's nice flash over the Ornhorn there. And they are going to go ahead, and by they I mean University of Montreal are going to start the Hextech Drag, and they are going to take that quite quickly. And just like everyone's pointing out, the later this game goes, it's at such a slow pace right now. There's not a lot of kills happening around the map. Great farming coming out from both teams. University of Montreal is kind of behind a little bit, but... Okay, now Brendan gets able to get out of there. He's getting poked down quite heavily underneath their own tower, but able to make it out, you know. Their lucks, they got shields, they got stuns. Wasn't too worried about it. Jack Spectrum gonna go ahead and go to top lane. Pop Shelly, very nice, gonna get some gold action there. I don't know if they're gonna be able to tower dive effectively. Yeah, no, they already used the stun there. Vavatos is gonna go ahead and just gets the kill on Acadian. The Senna ulti barely misses, but Alpha Claw's gonna go ahead and make it away. The first fighting's gonna last. Engages, does pick up the kill. It's going to be a 1-for-1 trade overall. Very nice.
Really nice Diana flash too, avoiding the stun. Definitely gonna help secure that kill for sure. And I believe Senna, did Senna get the assist for that kill as well? I believe so.
Oh yeah, she did. She has 1 assist. She did get 1 kill. Assist, I'm sorry. Huh. I didn't think that the shield actually hit. I thought they were out of range for it, but every little bit counts. Could have been by the pixel, I'm not sure, but nice flash also by the side of Diagon's, forced to flash heal as well, so that's something that he doesn't available for the next couple of minutes. But, you know, the roaming from Janna is effective. Well, not really. She doesn't have any assists, but it's effective for the terms of Diagon to get the solo experience because he was falling behind a little bit. But that just kind of leaves him open to these engages, and he's forced to use both of his summoners immediately, you know, almost every single time that he's left alone.
Oh, yeah. Seeing the Merc Treads now on the Jax as well as a Kindle Gem, give him that bit of tankiness that builds into Divine Sunder pretty well.
Okay, smart move. And it's going to be effective for the Leona, the Amumu. I mean, the whole team you need Merc Treads for, so you might as well get them early on. For the Brittle and everything else you have to go up against.
Oh, yeah. Looks like Ornn actually might take the tower here. Nope.
Not first tower, not just yet, but the damage is kind of unreal. He does have the tower to help him out. The aggro does switch back to the minions. The Ornhorn is going to go off, and Vatato's does get taken down underneath his tower, along with the first tower destroyed. Great work by Aki Aiden. We knew Ornn was going to be a problem, but he's up by a little over 30 farm right now. He has a kill, 2 assists. I mean, he is in a sweet, sweet spot. 100%. Great job from Aki Aiden.
And even that tankiness definitely helping him out as well. He mistimed his Bellows ability, which makes you go unstoppable for a short time, which is what he was going to use to avoid Jax's counter-strike stun. So definitely going to be looking to get those times down perfectly, and going to be looking actually for possibly a rift here soon.
Yep, second rift of the game at 14 minutes. We have the next drag, which is Mountain Dragon's going to be up, and very nice. Alpha Claw making his way to Prince Manjus. Prince Manjus doing a great job kiting, though. Same thing with Miss Fortune, adding a backup with the bullet time as well. The root is going to go off, but she is safely underneath tower. Oh my god, safe is probably not the word that I should have chosen. 60% of her health immediately popped. And that's one thing I like a little bit more on the side of UDEM right now is they had to sustain. You know, Tom Kench with his gray bubble, along with the Senna heals as well, so they are able to stay in lane a little bit longer and just maintain. But the Janna shields are proving to be kind of effective at the moment. One, the timing is correct.
That orange is poking down the Jax. Jax is just trying to step up.
Oh, Diagon face checks. Unfortunate. Hagni is going to go ahead and pick up the kill.
No.
Finally, we have some action happening in the bot lane here. Kazan probably really wanted it, but that is okay. A kill is a kill for the moment on the side of UDEM, and Hagnia's first kill. Very nice.
Here at 16 minutes as well, we got, or almost 16 minutes, my bad. We have 63 stacks on the Senna so far, for those wondering in the chat.
Ooh, 63. That's at 16 minutes. That's pretty good, if I'm not mistaken. That's not something that we've seen a lot in the Silver League whenever Senna was being played. She's probably just hitting 40 right about now, but we're already a little over 60. Cool. Wow. Quite a difference some of these leagues make. I like the character choices as well. I mean, we do see, you know, a lot of the same people being played. We've seen a lot of Diana. We've seen a lot of Anivia being played amongst most of the leagues as well. But, you know, Ornn is a nice little refresh. We haven't seen him. And Janna, I don't think we've seen a lot of Janna play in either league. Wow. Kazan is doing some serious damage. Prince Manju is now at like 10% health. Kind of ridiculous. Hagnia is there for backup, but don't worry, he is completely fine. And they have got to stop face checking this bot lane. Bush, down goes Diagon's Alpha Crew waiting for the kill just so patiently. And that, they know that there's a red buff in there. Oh, the bunny's gonna live barely. The Lux ult. Very nice, 1 for 1. So the Bush strats are strong with this game on both sides. Final Spark is gonna go off and take the kill. This is huge right now for both teams.
Looks like we're gonna actually have the Ornn down for the Dragon as well to contest. Definitely gonna be nice having him there, especially with his Ornn Horn. Gonna help cause issues, actually gonna dissuade the Senna and the TK from trying to contest the drag.
Yeah, I don't know if leaving Jax up there, because, you know, he's able to catch up a little bit in farm. He is 0-3, but he's still Jax. So he is probably gonna try to not be around in the team fights as much as possible, because they know how effective and how crucial Ornn is for this Wombo combo. They don't necessarily need him, but he is just a really good addition to their overall, you know, team fight aspect.
Definitely gonna see split pushing from Jax. Maybe we'll even see Hullbreaker this game. Gonna get the split push out of Jax pretty well. Gonna definitely have setup for splitting. Gonna have Ornn give Ornn that difficult choice of choosing whether to be there for every team fight or having to stop Jax and protect the base.
It's difficult, especially, you know, we're at the 18-minute mark. He just not finished his Sunderer. I definitely expect to see a Hullbreaker on him as well, more than likely. And he's pretty much just going to be sticking to these side lanes and just split pushing most of the time. I don't know how effective he's going to be getting to the back line. Alpha Claw actually going to rock a Proto Belt forward here to Aki Aiden. Vatato's there to follow up as well, but he is a tanky boy. And the rest of CTS is going to follow up as well, but not to worry. Hagnia, not so much tanky as he is just like utility right now. Like just being able to eat his players up. He has the shield, but not a lot of health at the moment. Comparative to Aki Aiden and Jack Spectrum's Amumu here. Alright, so it looks like Baron's going to be up in about 45 seconds. The soul for this game is going to be a Infernal Soul, so that is going to be my favorite one. I mean, I kind of miss the Chemtech Dragon, I'm not going to lie, but that kind of staying alive, automatic Scion ulti, or passive built in, I hated that so much.
It went from so good to slightly less good, but it was still always strong, especially if you had champs that had really good synergy with that drag soul. Definitely going to be annoying.
Absolutely. And Shelly being popped, a quick little use out of her as well. The second one of the game being top and mid lane here. Both being used by the side of CTS. And Brandon Guts getting a nice pick off. Final spark off onto Kazan as well. And the rest of the team of University of Montreal is going to follow up. Brandon Guts getting real low, but he's holding on with just barely. Hagney is going to pick up the kill with a nice little lick action there. Focus now to the remainder of the units on the side of UDEM. And they're going to back off there. They know that they're in a tight-knit spot. Hagney forced to flash into the Baron pit. Jack Spectrum's going to go ahead and follow up as well, getting that aggro from Baron. He knows it's going to follow up. But they are able to escape. Good trade on both sides, and it ended up being a 1-for-1 overall. So even once again, very low kill count in this game. And that is something I'm not used to. Far, 20 minutes in, like 9 kills.
It's like we're getting about 1 kill every 2 minutes, it looks like.
Yes, Hagney's lick action. I couldn't remember the name of it, but you all know what I mean whenever I say it. So, it's the visuals. That's all that matters. Oh, but no, seriously, great game overall. There's only a about 2K gold difference between both the teams right now. CTS is up in that regard, so very nice. Can we get a look at the gold difference amongst each of the players real quick here, Mr. Host, Wookie? All right, thank you very much. So yeah, this is going to be where most of the gold is stored. It's pretty even. Top lane, you can see a clear difference on the side of Aki Aiden. He's up by about almost 2,000 gold. Everyone else is usually, I mean, yeah, there's changes and things like that, but it's even throughout the remainder of the team. It's the biggest difference is really going to be in the top lane there. As you can clearly tell, Ornn is ahead by about 40 CS. Now just finished his Thornmail and has the Aegis, so he's looking real good right now.
Oh yeah. And we're looking at the Senna here. She is just above 80 stacks now, I believe. No, she is just at 80 stacks at 21 minutes, almost 22.
Dang. Please tell me, is that average? Is that a good average Senna player? Because that seems like way above average, personally, from what I'm, like, from my experience of, like, seeing Senna players and whatnot. That's insane. I hope someone answers that soon, but... meanwhile, we do have the Infernal Dragons going to be up here in about 20 seconds. They're looking to fight right now, trying to get as much poking off as they possibly can. Throwing pebbles, essentially, at Aki Aiden. Doesn't have the teleport to go to top lane, so Anivia is just going to be pushing that. She does have teleport to meet for the dragon, just in case, though. So that is the only difference here. And yeah, no, she's just going to stay back. I mean, you're on the side of... CTS, you want to go ahead and try to answer the top lane, or just focus down and get the third dragon of the game?
Well, I definitely would have wanted to contest this drag, but it looks like they're not going to bother. Nivea's just going to stay in the top lane.
One's going to pop. Does hit Kazan. Nice knockup, but the invisibility. Hagney is going to go ahead and gobble him up. Alpha Claw trying to engage, but gets dispersed immediately by the Jenna ultimate. Back to Toads is going to go ahead and get pushed back by the bullet time. Very nice. Kasa's going to be answered with a laser of her own. No deaths for... I'm sorry, 1 death so far. Only Hagney is going to be the one that goes down. Nice engage! Jack Spectrum. Diagon's going to pick up the kill overall, but the hook from Jack Spectrum was phenomenal. Prince Manju's reflexes the tornado, stops the engage again from Alpha Claw, and now they're focusing their attention on over to the Baron. 2 picked up in that fight overall for 0. CTS takes the advantage, and it looks like a nice first Baron of the game on over to them. Great job.
Looks like we also got Lux's Ludens upgraded. It is now the Eye of Luden from Ornn, giving out his first Mastercraft ability. Very
nice. I mean, they're just playing so well. Both teams are at the moment, but it's just, I think, the Wombo combo that CTS has as a composition right now is really the deciding factor of this game, as we clearly saw in the last fight.
Definitely going to be looking to see what they can do here for now. Going to be having to split lanes, get some farm up for sure. Looks like there's nothing on the map for quite a little while, so we got drag up in 3 minutes. So definitely gonna be pushing out with this Baron buff. Maybe try and get a good team fight in as well.
Yep, very true. I'm sorry, I was laughing a little bit because there's a little like cheer going on in chat. It's like Princey, he's our man. Manju's thick like Pepsi can. How do you want to come up with this stuff? I love it. Keep it going. We're going to make stickers of that 100%. But Jack Spectrum, very nice binding landed. And the curve on the side. Take out the toes there. Alpha Claw does stop bullet time action from going on, but he is going to probably get picked off. I mean, the tank is just too much. And down he goes. 2 kills now on over to the side of CTS, and they're starting to snowball out of fashion here. But a 2v1 situation stops the Orhorn. Very nice Hagnia for gobbling up Akiaden, and they are going to go ahead and take him down. Kazan picking up their first kill of the game, but the remainder with the Baron buff of CTS
is it worth it though? They
off.
lose their inhib tower now. I don't think it's worth it at all to take out that Ornn, but you lose inhib with it. Definitely not a worth pick for sure.
No, so much used just to take down Akiaden. Like, now they have supers, they still have Baron, so that's going to go ahead and allow them to put pressure in other lanes. Brandon Guts with another great bind. I mean, Brandon Guts has just been doing a phenomenal job right now. These bindings, barely landing on the last pixel. We saw that one land on Alpha Claw earlier when he snapped them with the final spark, just that. Doing a great job. And Jack Spectrum's going to follow up on the egg itself and does get the kill underneath their own tower. Impeccable, impeccable picks from the side of CTS right now. It was a close game, but they have definitely turned it heavily into their favor at the moment.
Oh, for sure. Definitely gonna see, hoping that they get some playback, but I don't think we'll see that this game. But
yeah.
There is currently a 4,500 gold lead right now to CTS in the lead.
Yeah, they are looking real strong. I mean, CTS every single week has showed up 2-1, so maybe they're hoping to turn that around this week and get a 2-0. University of Montreal, I mean, they either get 0-2'd or they 2-0. It doesn't seem to be a middle ground for them as a team overall, but, you know, I feel like they have a lot that they can still do in this game. It's definitely far from being over. They have 2 huge shutdowns on the Amumu and on the Lux. So Brandon Guts and Jack Spectrum, if they just happen to get a nice little pick off on either one of them, I think they have a good chance of coming back into this.
Well, looks like we got a Spectral Cowl on the Ornn. I'm wondering if he'll be building Abyssal Mask or if he'll be going Spirit Visage. I feel like we'll be seeing the Abyssal Mask for sure. Definitely going to be trying to whittle down the enemy team's magic resist when he goes in.
Agreed. Yeah, the Abyssal Mask, that's more effective against tanks in this situation, I would guess, than the other item at the moment. And when you have someone as big as Ornn and Amumu, I mean, 2 of the best tanks in this game, outside of like Alistar. I mean, do you even try to contest this? I know it's their sole point. If they were to get this, it'd be 3. But I don't think they're in a position to really fight this team-wise, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Like, should they risk it, or should they just give it up?
I feel like they should definitely start fighting for these drags. Don't want to get too behind on these drags. I don't know if they can contest it at all here, though. Looks like they're not going to either. We got bot lane pushing in. Won't be a big deal, but if they ignore it for too long, definitely could get Ornn in their base. They actually just lost Baron buff. But if they get Ornn in the base, taking out one of the Nexus turrets, definitely going to be something to watch out for sure.
Absolutely, and Akiaden, he does have teleport, but he's going to walk on over to the top lane to try to stop the Jax from pushing, or at least meet the wave that Jax is pushing. Like you mentioned, the Baron buff is now gone, but that does not mean that they are any less of a threat without it. That is definitely not the case, and the nice blinding final spark again, combo. They're so good with it. They just know what's going to land. They immediately follow up with the final spark. It's just rinse and repeat every single time with Brandon Guts right now. Just phenomenal work.
Like they're just doing amazing. Up here in, what, 45 seconds as well.
Oh, Senna stacks. What are we up to so far? Noble, count us off.
All right, looks like, excuse me. Looks like we're at 100 stacks right now on Senna.
Oh, the final spark! Dova King, that final spark! It's on like a 20-second cooldown, my dog. My God.
Let's actually check her total cooldown for final spark here. You got 27-second cooldown on that.
Oh, what a pick. Like, just barely. I don't even know if he had vision on it. That was just a wild one, hoping that they were basing there, and they just... Great pick by Brandon Guts. Great pick.
Yeah, definitely going to be seeing more prestige skins come out for Lux for sure.
Oof.
He already got a 2 now.
Absolutely just phenomenal gameplay coming out in game number 1. And here comes another one. Oh, Final Spark a little bit too high up that time, but Hagnia with the gobble just in case. Saves his buckaroo there.
Oh, it looks like it's first strike Lux as well, so definitely gonna get that extra damage in.
Oof.
Gonna be with that Final Spark.
I don't know, but that is a very quick Baron to the side of CTS here, and you know, Jack's doing what he can to try to push back, but because now they have the Baron recalls, it's gonna just be completely negated by the entirety of CTS here.
Oh yeah, it looks like we also got the Hull Breaker on the Jax as well, and it looks like he's going for Bork for his 3rd item as well.
Standard Jax build overall, and he just isn't really able to effectively use that Hull Breaker right now. He was able to get the top 2 towers in top lane. He was able to get the bot tower, I believe, in bot lane, but he hasn't really been able to get the tier 2 or tier 3 towers moving forward. Not that he can't, but, you know, he isn't really that effective in team fights either. So, you know, your coach right now, or your captain, like, what are you telling Jax to do? Stick with team fights or continue try to attempt to split push?
Definitely, if he was going to split push, and since he's so far behind, I would have suggested he would have gone Triforce, because it gives him a much stronger split push because of the passive AD and attack speed from the increased stacking of Triforce. He'll melt through those towers because the passive procs off of towers now. So definitely gonna really good synergy item.
And that damage is so good. I'm so sorry to constantly cut you off, but it's like
I know, dude, and it's surprising too. We still have not seen a single stopwatch from any of the Magic champs on the University team. Not one.
You would think that'd be like, I mean,
that would be something you're rushing if Lux is
Zed.
picking you off so much, you know?
Right?
Because you just get rooted by her and you're dead to Final Spark, and we don't even have components to a stopwatch here on the Diana.
Oh man, very nice. Voltan's gonna go ahead and land and picks up Hagnia. The Ornhorn's gonna go up. Calzon getting real low. Down they go. Branded Guts with the perfect time. He doubled the shields though on Branded Guts. Not much Vasatrials can do. Perfect Moonstorm coming in from Janna, and down goes one by one each of the members here.
Like
Alpha trying to save his friend. To be able to do it. No, it's not. The tornado comes through to save him. And a 1 for 5. Branded Guts does get picked up at the end. But for the entirety of Montreal to go down,
we got
definitely not worth
GGs
it.
Popping up in chat as well.
Yeah, I think this is definitely going to be the end of game number 1 here. CTS picking up their very first victory in this best of 3. Very nice from them. Great teamwork. University of Montreal put up a fight, but alas, could not pull it together. And that is game number 1. Wow. What a game. What a game. That was amazing on the side of CTS. I mean, Branded Guts just impeccable. I know UDEM really wanted to focus down top lane. I know Aki Aiden, you know, is a really, really good player, but you just left so much available to the rest of the team here. Lux on Branded Guts. He could have also gone Brand. Like, there were so many possibilities here. I know you got the Ari ban and Orianna ban, but out of the 3 of them, it would have been Lux and Orianna for me, and then just leave the Ari.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, Ari can't do that on repeat every 20 seconds. But yeah, no, great games. What is your feeling for game number 1 outcome? I mean, you did put money on CTS, so you pretty much figured.
Oh
this
yeah, I got my 4,000 points. Definitely gonna be putting that into the summer stream stuff. Definitely gotta be going for the getting the summer stream donations in for sure.
Absolutely.
That's where my points are going to.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, buddy. Yeah, you guys don't know, we have 2 sets of channel points. So right now the predictions go out. The outcome just happened there, and we have our channel points for a hot tub stream for Wookie and myself. Because we do live locally, him and I will be going ahead and doing that. So if you got any extra points, go ahead and drop it in there. When we get to 100,000, we'll be setting that up for you. But Also, we had an inquiry as well. Renata, the newest champion, they are not allowed to play that for the first 2 weeks of her coming out. So we will not see any Renata play here this week or next week. But the following one, I believe she will be okay, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that at the moment, but pretty certain. Okay. Oh, okay. Noble, you want to go ahead and break that breaking news to the people?
Uh, excuse me? Sorry about that. I had tabbed out shortly, and because my Discord client froze.
That is completely okay. Oh,
Sorry about that.
relinquish. No, that's okay. I forgot now because I was laughing so hard. It was your response that made me laugh. One more time, Mr. Producer Man. What was the update? And we'll go ahead and share that with you. Wonderful, wonderful people here. Uh-huh. Sitting on wards, 2-0'd relinquish Renegades, which was the other game that was happening here tonight. So sitting on wards is going to move up into the standings here. Let me go ahead and take a look actually where they were for right now. They were actually first place in Division 1, and they will maintain their first place status 2-0. Going into week number 3. So congratulations to Sitting on Wards. Relinquished Renegades was sitting at a steady second place for right now. They're still in second place, but depending on tonight's matchup between Counter Target Spell and University of Montreal, that could be changing very, very soon. So once again, great job to Sitting on Wards. And so far, starting off tonight's match of 3, once again, Counter Target Spell has 1-0'd University of Montreal, and I'm very much looking forward to game number 2. Do you think it's going to be the same outcome here in game number 2?
I'm feeling like we might see the pattern of the 1-2-1 or the 1-2 game or the 2-1. Excuse me, my goodness, the 2-1, the 3 games. So they'll win one, lose one, and win one. That's my take, but we'll have to see. Definitely have to see the selection of champs before we can be too sure.
All right, I'm going to go ahead here real quick, though. We're going to go ahead and take a small break before game number 2 commences. Do not go anywhere. We will be right back. All right, welcome back, all of you wonderful, wonderful people. It is your boy Rylionn, and Noble is joining me here tonight as my color commentator. And so far, game number one, absolute banger. If you haven't seen it, check it out in the VOD afterwards. But University of Montreal is fallen to a counter target spell in game number one here. They are choosing to be on the same side, so University of Montreal will stay on blue side, and counter target spell will be on the red side. The draft should commence sometime soon here, but after game number one, you were already a huge fan of Counter Target Spell. I mean,
Oh, for
are
sure.
they your favorite right now, just
So
overall
far,
as
the
a team?
standings, yeah, I have to say I'm loving their team comp overall, enjoying how they play.
Yeah.
Um, Definitely enjoying their picks as well. I loved seeing the Ornn, great pick.
Ornn was a fantastic pick by Aki. I mean, it fits his playstyle so perfectly. Like we said, the Shen is another great one that he loves to capitalize and use. Vatatos was doing well on Jax for a minute there. It's just he wasn't able to effectively split push as well as he wanted to.
Oh yeah.
They could just meet him anywhere across the map, and the double teleport coming in from the mid lane as well definitely helped out with Brand's guts. Being able to. And who was your MVP for last game?
MVP? Oh, um, I don't know if it's the player or the champ, but the Lux getting all these picks left and right, just quashing the enemy team. So, last game, I love the Ornn pick, but I'm definitely gonna have to go with the Lux.
Yeah, I would agree 100%. Brandon Guts was absolutely by far the MVP. I mean, just perfect timing, great response time, and my second one, very very close. I'm gonna have to give that to Prince Manjus because the one thing that University of Montreal had going for them last game was their ability to engage the Diana and the Jax to get on top, stun, pull everyone together, and kind of help a little bit. Diana or Janna completely negated all of that.
Oh
She stopped the
yeah.
Tom Kench from coming through with the tornadoes, the monsoon ultimate coming out every single time just perfectly. It was really, really, really well played by Prince Manjus.
Oh yeah, for sure. I remember one of the team fights they had in the mid lane, the Diana would have had a great ult. She flew into their team. Would have definitely done some huge damage if she had gotten the entirety of her ult off, but Janna just instantly just uses her ult, gets everyone off of their team, keeping them alive.
Absolutely, like super, super great reflexes on the side of counter target spell, and I believe draft number two should be commencing underway here soon. Um, we're just waiting for the side of counter target spell to ready up, and then we are good to go. But for points going into game number one, game number two here, there was what was it, like 22,000 points were dispersed
Oh,
amongst
in
the last
total,
one.
yeah.
So I did put mine in for the side of University of Montreal in game number one, so I'm looking to hopefully get those back. I definitely expect them to go ahead and do so. But draft has now begun. So University of Montreal is going to start us off with their first ban. Now, after seeing last game, who would you be targeting banning?
Oh, Lux, 100%. Yeah, don't want to see the Lux, the Ornn. I definitely would have gone with Lux, Ornn, and Janna if they're gonna want to go with another divey comp like that, because Janna just gets them off. And
Yep.
then the Lux just picking everyone off. If they're not gonna want to rush stopwatch to counterplay Lux ult, then I mean even then stopwatch wouldn't have done too much because after the first use, you get picked off in another 27 seconds. So
True.
definitely gonna be worrying about that Lux. Looks like they're actually still targeting the top lane
Top
though.
lane, yeah.
Gangplank and Trundle bands here, and we're gonna see the Sejuani and the Corki bands as well. Oh,
Same
looks like
exact
the
bans as
Amumu.
last game. Oh, except for Jack Spectrum's Amumu. So they said, you know what? The Amumu who didn't have 10 kills was way more effective than the Lux that had 10 kills.
Oh yeah, for sure. The Amumu lockdown with all that CC, definitely nice to have though, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Gonna be seeing probably more of a mobile picks here if they're gonna be banning out the Amumu. Gonna be going for someone who has a good mobility or dashes, something like that. Maybe a Lilia or
Ooh.
Maybe
I
another
was gonna say
Diana.
Hecarim. I was gonna say
Oh yeah,
Hecarim
Hecarim for sure.
or Nunu would be another great one as well, the mobility wise. And the lockdown, you know, just as
Oh
effective.
yeah.
And yeah, Vigar's gonna be the last
Oh,
one.
looks like they're actually gonna first pick the Lux here too.
Aha, that's the reason why. So they said, hey, if we can't beat them, join them. So
Oh
I
yeah.
like that being the first pick on the side of University of Montreal. I think that CTS kind of expected that if they didn't see the Lux being banned out, that they were either going to pick it up first or it was going to be picked up first from the side of University of Montreal. And that's exactly what ended up happening. So um, going into that, I mean, you kind of have a lot of different picks that can go effectively into Lux. One being LeBlanc.
Hmm.
Oh,
I wonder if
Jack
this is the
Spectrum.
Zac support that we were seeing in our first week. I believe there was a Zac support.
You think this is be
Um,
Prince Mandrews?
I think so. Zac support is pretty nasty, man. Having a tank support definitely nice, especially against someone who does so much damage, such as a Lux. You know, Zac with Ezreal, because Zac has such good engage with that airborne, and then
Ooh.
his slam is another stun, as well as he's fairly healthy as well.
Oh, there you go. You just said it. You said Zach Ezreal, and he was hovering Misfortune for a moment, but definitely, I think the Ezreal is a really good pick for. I mean, that's Diagon's most comfortable ADC, 100%. And I've seen that one. I've casted his Ezreal countless times. Um, MVP caliber, 100%, definitely challenger level. Like I might be hyping it up a little bit too much. Might give him caster curse. I think he's such a good Ezreal that he might just shrug that off. It's not even gonna worry.
Looks like we also have the Xin Zhao as well, and the Caitlyn pick.
You think
I
this looks
like
mid?
the fighting capability of the Xin.
True.
Just early presence. If he goes Hail of Blades, Assassin. If he goes Lethal Tempo or Conk, definitely gonna have that good sustained damage. Probably gonna be seeing either a Bruiser or a Flex in between Assassin and Bruiser. Maybe we'll see Eclipse as well. I personally enjoy Gore Drinker. I'm a Gore Drinker enjoyer. Oh, and we got the Shen
Oh
coming
my
onto the
god.
field as well in the top lane.
So many top priority picks for the side of counter target spell. The Ezreal, the Shen. I personally still think it's going to be a Jack Spectrum jungle Zac. And I think on the side of Lux, I think that's going to be Hagnia, not Dovahkiin. But it could be a mid Lux. I'm not sure. This is a very good flex pick that they have right now. And if they can utilize Zac as a flex pick, I mean, that's only going to further confuse the side of UDM for these final two bans here.
Oh, for sure. And it looks like they're having CTS is having a pretty tanky comp. Might want to get someone who's good at melting through those tanks pretty well. I'm not sure if we'll be seeing the Lux melting through them. They just build Force of Nature instantly, like 70 magic resist off that one item.
Okay, no,
So
understandable, but I like who would you want? Vayne top, or do you just want to kind of try to go like Set or somebody like that who's really good into tanks that can use it against them?
I would have enjoyed seeing in the ADCs probably a bit of a stronger ADC. My preference would have been, yeah, something like a Vayne. In the top lane, I would have enjoyed seeing Darius get picked here, because Darius is really good into Shen, especially as of recently. Because both the Shen has to worry about the Darius moving around the map, but even the taunt, you know, it's kind of like a double-edged sword, because you taunt, but if you get autoed by the Darius, it just extra stack, and he'll just auto W, and then if you try to run away, he'll pull you in, and then he'll just decimate Q, and then Noxian guillotine you, and that's a lot of damage. And if he gets that execute off, definitely gonna, you know, try to decimate the entire team with that, and get all that hemorrhage off, free executions all around, good sustained damage from the Darius. And Darius builds fairly tanky along with, you know, his two like bruiser items, you know, you go Gore Drinker and stuff. But it looks like we actually have the Pike being picked here for support, so it is a
I knew
Zac
it.
jungle.
Okay, yeah, I was like, I can see with Jack Spectrum style of jungle, Zac being a very good pick into that. You know, and Prince Manju's I mean, he could really go anything. I expected more of a tank like Nautilus or someone along those lines to lock down the Lux or the Caitlyn, to close that gap because they have such big poke. But no, decided to go ahead and go with the Pike. Still effective, but in my opinion, a little bit too squishy. Because if he gets caught out, he's going to be blown up immediately, as we saw. Brandon Guts' Lux last game. All it took was
Oh
one
yeah.
binding, one final spark, and Pike is not one to eat those the later this game gets. He's a
Oh
glass
yeah, for
cannon.
sure. Looks like it's actually most likely going to be a Lux support here as well, with Cassiopeia picked for the mid lane. And we got a Cho'Gath in the top lane. Definitely enjoying that champion there. Cho'Gath is my third most played champ. Definitely enjoy big dinosaur monster, feasting, gaining max health, insane damage, everything across the board. Fairly good on Cho'Gath, I'd say.
I bring over Anivia as the final pick for counter target spell to be their mid laner.
Oh
I think it would
no.
be nice. It sets them up. Yep, it allows them to go ahead and set up for jungle pretty effectively. It allows them to zone out with the ultimate and the walls once again. And not a lot of them have the capability of being able to dash over a wall outside of Jhin without using flash or a blasting cone of some sort. So I do like, once again, CTS's comp overall. The Shen ultimate is, he's able to save the day into the bot lane or the mid lane effectively.
Oh
Zac,
yeah.
it depends about your ward placement, whether or not you can actually catch him, because his ganking potential is just so ridiculous. More so than Zinza has to like run into your lane. Zac has to be like 400 feet away from your lane, and then he just comes in. So I don't know. I'm personally just looking at draft wise, and the point I believe prediction is up for game number 2. I'm going with CTS once again for this one.
I think this game I'm feeling University slightly. Just because thinking about how last game went, the Anivia versus the Lux, and now it's a switched around. Maybe Anivia's good into Lux. I'm not sure. I am not a avid mid lane enjoyer, so I could not speak for that. I do like the Shen. I do like the Cho'Gath on both ends. The Pike execute, along with the global map presence from Shen, definitely going to be a nice thing to have, especially if we see a Pike roam. Hail of Blades or Predator on Pike, definitely going to be two strong keystones that he could pick between. And going to be looking for all those roams mid to keep that Lux shut down.
Absolutely. I mean, they definitely don't want to see another snowbally Lux. I mean, they were the perpetrators last game. They definitely don't want to go up against it. So I expect them to play pretty carefully going into game number 2 here. But CTS, they have a lot of powerful picks, priority picks for each of these champions here. I cannot stress this enough. I mean, his Ezreal, Diagon's Ezreal. I know I've said it once, but I'll say it again. It is his best ADC, and they are just not even looking at it. I mean, if you go
Oh
look at
yeah.
his OP.GG, yeah, there's a lot of Zeri play, there's a lot of Jinx play, and he's kind of been sleeping on Ezreal right now this season. But you go back, you look at it, that's his most comfortable pick, time in and time out. From the other leagues that he's been a part of for teamgap. And it's just, I don't know. I feel like that they're really going to be hurting because he is very effective on that. But
As well as Ezreal has pretty good flex damage too, because he could go Divine Sunder, build AD, or go with the newer Crown or Luden's build and go AP with that.
yeah,
So definitely
that
some damage there.
I mean, best case scenario for UDEM, like how would they set themselves up looking at the comp that they have? Like, how would you be calling these shots out if you were on the team?
Definitely going to be wanting to play around the not the Anivia, but the Cassiopeia.
Hmm.
That damage over time really strong on Cassio, especially if she goes conk and gets fed early. She's going to be a big problem, especially with her ground shutting down Ezreal, Zac, Shen. All of them aren't going to be as mobile anymore because they won't be able to use their dashes while being grounded, and that Cassio will just burn through the tanks with Leandries as well as Demonic Embrace built on that. And since they unfortunately removed this tank item quite a while ago, the Adaptive Helm,
Yeah.
definitely going to be soaking a lot of damage over time from that. I
That is
personally
very
miss
true.
adaptive helmet. Was one of my favorite situational items to have.
Didn't run it a whole lot only because, being ADC or support role for the most part, I didn't really get an opportunity to effectively use it. But I know on tanks whenever they were running it, it was a menace. Abyssal Mask is another one I believe that they use. Demonic's Embrace, is another good one I believe that they can utilize. So, I mean, tanks I feel like just have all the good things. They have all the fun stuff. You guys get all the cool everything. Meanwhile ADC they have to figure out more ways to one-shot us every season than they did the last, time. So whatever. I don't. I can't even do anything against an Ornn for the most part. Like Cho'Gath and Shen, these two are my like biggest nightmares when it comes to
Oh
tanks.
yeah, the lockdown, the high damage from Shen, the lockdown from Cho'Gath, and then that feast.
Oh,
ADCs don't have much health, and Cho'Gath feast. If he has any little bit of AP, if he grabs like Demonic Embrace or something, that extra damage burn along with just if he full combos you, he'll just walk up and feast you and you're gone. It's some crazy stuff in the top lane with their builds, but I don't know. I personally am an AP champ hater. I hate mages. They're annoying. They're stupid. They do way too much damage. And that's my personal take on it. I'm like, man, I'm like 7-1 on any top lane, right? And I'll
yep.
just see, oh, hey, look, the 0-6 Lux, and she'll come up and one-hit me, or Vex, or just anyone. Diana, Ryze, all of that. Just so much damage from them.
That
Definitely something I worry about for sure.
that is true, and also coming from bot lane, there isn't a lot of like ADMR items. Like there is a few of them, but there's not nearly enough. And I wish there was some kind of like AP Bramble Vest action. Like
Oh yeah.
they have it against AD. They gotta have something against AP, like a Magic Force Field or
Oh yeah,
something.
something to build against a Gwen or a Mundo.
Uh, Soviet just throwing some shit there, saying I can't sidestep. I've gotten much better at sidestepping actually now. But we're going to go ahead and take a quick break here before game number 2 commences underway. We do have the predictions up here, so definitely do not forget to spend your channel points. But yes, do not go anywhere. We will be right back. University of Montreal versus Counter Target Spell. Thank you.
The flames from the dying sun.
All right, welcome back, all of you wonderful, wonderful people. It is your boy Rylionn, and Noble here is going to be my color caster. I'm the play-by-play caster, and this is going to be game number 2, University of Montreal versus Counter Target Spell. Currently, Counter Target Spell is up in the series, 1-0, and we do have a nice little invade from the side of CTS once again that we did see from last game, but they did top side last game. They're down doing bot side. Kazan is the only one there, but he is going to go ahead and catch them out and get out of there. Oh, here comes very nice double binding. Comes through.
Waiting for that final spark, but if they're only level 1, I was like, uh-oh.
Nope, not yet. That's funny. But yes, no, great job from Hagnia there, landing that double binding. Getting them to back off.
Too. Was dropped in the bot jungle. Looks like they have dropped 3 wards.
Ooh. And nice deep vision also coming from the side of University of Montreal. Vasito's getting a deep ward there, and them figuring out that their red buff was also warded there. They didn't catch out every single one of these wards, but just the main ones, so still some free gold. Not too bad. Hey. Well, it looks like we're going to have a nice slow start. Where do you expect most of the action to occur in this game?
Definitely going to feel like it's going to be focusing on either the mid lane or the bot lane, depending on who gets ahead first. Definitely going to try to focus their strengths for sure. Ezreal being one of their strong champs, and Cassio being a strong champ on the other team as well. So gonna be hoping to see some nice Pike executes as well. Hopefully get a good chain execute. Gonna see him take some damage here as well.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. It's like, you know, Pike, he does have that same kind of, you know, hook potential that Nautilus and everyone else has, but he just doesn't have the same health as everybody else does. So that squishiness, you know, you do get a lot more damage than your typical tank, you know, lockdown.
Oh, yeah. Especially with his recursive execute.
Oh yeah, post level 6, I expect Prince Managers to be a lot more aggressive in lane. And Brandon Guts is doing a great job of just keeping Dovahkiin away. In top lane, we've seen quite a bit of trades happening. They kind of neutralize themselves out because the Cho'Gath is just able to go ahead and effectively just get back all this health missing from the CS.
Oh yeah, from his carnivore passive, I believe is what it is, where he regains a certain amount of health and mana every kill he obtains.
Absolutely, and both of them also opting in for the Doran Shield as well, so they're able to get a little bit more health regen there in lane, so that's going to help both teams out a little bit. Diagon's taking a lot of damage. Ooh, very nice. Prince Manju's going to go ahead and land. Misses the binding, unfortunately, from Hagnia, but great job from Prince Manju's getting a little bit of damage done to Hagnia there.
Looking at the top lane, we got the Shockblade Shen skin, I believe is what it's called. Very, very nice skin. I believe it's new as well. I think it looks very good. Definitely something I'm going to want to pick up later on, for sure.
Ooh, that is sexy. I'm zooming in on that. Oh, very nice. Yeah, that does look pretty sweet. I'm a skin fiend myself, so I don't even play Shen and I want it. But I mean, you know, as this game goes forward, you know, we have 2 tanks now looking in the top lane here. Oh, very nice. Prince Manjus, misses the stun, unfortunately. Does flash to try to get it, doesn't prevail. Unfortunately, he's going to get taken down quite low. First blood on over to Hagnia with the ignite. Very nice. Kazan now, along with Hagnia's going to try to chase down Diagons, but he is going to go ahead and Arcane Flash away. Vatatos. Looking to go ahead and
nice. Good taunt.
That taunt. Full time, like, I don't know if you want to be attacking this close to tower there, Buckaroo. Back on up. Very nice looking first blood. A lot earlier first blood this go around than we saw last game. Akiaden dashing into Vatatros, though, does get the ignite off as well to negate some of the healing. Flashes forward. The Grassly and Dimeproc both going off. Let's see if they're able to go ahead and who's going to get this kill here. No mana left on the side of Vatatros. Been directed camera, doesn't care, wants to go to bot lane.
Assault.
Alpha Claw does land the Q onto Diagon, flashes forward. Both of them do use the flash, but Diagon ends up following Prince Manju, is forced to dash on out of there. almost gets picked up himself for 2 for 0, but only 1 falls. So great job for reacting well. Get off my ward.
Oh, looks like the Caitlyn is almost double the Ezreal CS, which isn't too much because it's early game, but when you're 37 to 23.
Ooh, here we go. Jack Spectrum with a great engage. The wall to stop them from doing anything, and a nice kill on over to Branded Guts. I mean, this is what you were saying. A lot of focus from the jungler is probably going to be into the mid lane, and I think you're going to be right here. Now, Alpha Claw had different ideas, trying to help out the bot lane a little bit, probably knowing that Diagons and Manjuice were a big problem last game.
Oh, yeah.
Try to mitigate that effectiveness on Ezreal as much as possible.
Looks like we got the Doobie Ruby strategy on both the Zac and the Cho'Gath right now, picking up that extra third of their health bar increased, so definitely a nice build there. Looks like we also got the Xin Zhao building a Gore Drinker, it looks like, possibly Stride Breaker, but most likely Gore Drinker. Gonna lose some of the tankiness that it used to give though, because you don't build the Ruby Crystal. You don't build 2 Ruby Crystals in it anymore, just
We
one.
have some action going on into the top lane here. Vaticho's lands a very nice double knockup to stop Jack Spectrum and Archaeaden from engaging any further. But it was looking a little bit dicey for just a moment. He has a huge wave, so he is going to have a little bit of sustain there from his passive that we were just talking about earlier. Very nice.
Oh, yeah.
So I didn't mean to cut you off there from your thought from earlier, but yeah, definitely that... What do you call it? The Doobie Ruby strat?
The Doobie Ruby strategy, yeah, where you grab 2 Ruby Crystals because it gives you another third of your health bar. It's like 300 health in early game. That's pretty good because that's 3-4 auto attacks from some people. Absolutely. As well as you can chug a bit more damage while still dealing a decent amount of damage. Sure, you're not doing extra from a longsword, but it's going to be doing more than a longsword early would be, for sure.
You know, definitely for 2 tanks especially. You know, Zac already proven to be very effective. Both now picking up, Zac and Shen both picking up their bombing cinders right as soon as they go back. So very nice. And Cho'Gath mirroring that as well. 100% expected. Forced to teleport though back to the top side. Oh, and we do see Branded Guts roaming top. There is no vision at all.
Oh yeah, looks like the Anivia actually secured the Scuttle Crab.
Ah.
Looks like we also have a vision getting prepped in the jungle, actually, bot side. Xin Zhao getting an offensive ward on the blue buff.
It's interesting to see now, like, you know, or how different it is to see, like, a full 5-man team play together versus just, like, a randomized team that you traditionally see, like, on Flex or in Solo Duo. Oh, and hold on one moment, Dovahkiin being caught out the wall. Very nice from Branded Guts and Manjuice. Oh, I thought he was going to pick it up, but no. Branded Guts going to pick up that second kill. I know he was trying to get some vision out there, Dovahkiin, but you are probably one of the most immobile mid laners in the game. You know, can't buy boots. Can't do anything. Oh, and Prince Manjuice actually going to get caught out here by binding of his own, and Kazan, doesn't pick up the kill. Hagnia does.
Lux is getting strong though. 2 kills already. Definitely gonna hope to see another Lux menace this game for sure.
It's just gonna be if they're very nice. Flash is being used all over the place. Hagnia trying to flash onto Branded Guts. Very nice wall going up, and are they gonna be able to secure the kill? The Fighter Spark goes down, does miss unfortunately. Shutdown on over to Branded Guts. The Zac passive does get popped. Is he able to save him in time? He is really low. No, Alpha Claw does get the last hit there. And Brandon Guts actually does pick up the kill on to Alpha Claw there. There goes the ace in the hole. And let's see if the egg is actually able to pop off. Prince Manjuice is there. The last one isn't going to land. The sun's going to go through. Here comes the ultimate Brandon.
Oh my gosh. That was insane. Nivea is 4-0 now. That was insane. Some insane team fight there. Cho'Gath actually might have not even wanted to stop the Shen teleport there.
That was crazy. Perfect timing from Pyke. I mean, that death from below could not have come at any moment sooner. He was sitting at like 10% health, or not 10%, 10 health. Brandon Guts was.
Oh yeah. Egg Nivea almost dying too. That was some crazy team fight gameplay right there for sure. The Zac hitting that airborne along with the the Anivia Fortnite wall stopping
Oh,
their
Hagnia
movement.
being picked up again. Unfortunate. Brandon Guts picking up a 5th kill. 5 kill Anivia versus 2 kills on Lux.
Oh, looks like it's an Everfrost Anivia this game too, not a Leandri's. So might not be playing off of that ultimate as much, or maybe even more so with that extra lockdown she has.
Here we go. Alpha Call looking to make his way to top lane, though, but Vatatos isn't much help, has no mana and not a lot of help.
Oh yeah,
does
no,
have blue
Shen
buff.
could definitely win this 2v1 if he takes it. Unless Cho'Gath gets enough for his feast, but he isn't even feast ready, so it looks like he might just take it back here instead.
Yeah, and he doesn't have teleport either, so this wave, depending on how fast Aki Aiden can push this, might possibly even get the second wave to crash underneath this tower. Prince Man just waiting patiently inside the bush again. I like these push drives. They're so effective.
Oh yeah. Looks like the drag that's going to be up next. We'll see that here in a second. Oh, looks like we got Hex Drag up.
Ooh.
Gonna like that static Shiv passive.
And the teleporters. I learned something today about them as well. Did you know you could smite while traveling through the teleporter?
I did not. That is actually really interesting. Good gank, or not good gank potential, but good stealing potential along Baron and Drags. Yeah, for sure. That's a really good. Oh,
A summoner has reconnected.
Wait a DC real quick, but not to worry, they are back in game. It's just gonna have a slight spectator delay in game once again. That is not y'all's internet. It is not broken. It's not us. We're not broken. Just League of Legends, how it typically runs. So this should be back up and running here in the next few moments. But if we take a look right now at the goal difference between both of the teams, right now Counter Target Spell is in a little bit of a lead by about 2k gold. Overall 6-4 right now. Most of the kills being only on Branded Guts. I mean, absolutely ridiculous. And then got saved by another kill that happened from Prince Manjus there. So great job performance-wise on the side of CTS.
Oh yeah. Surprisingly, I didn't see the Anivia pick up a Dark Seal, especially with all that lead that she was getting. After she got her second kill, I'm surprised that she didn't want to get another Dark Seal. Or not another Dark Seal, but to pick up a Dark Seal, because it's just free extra damage.
The Dark Seal... Alright, so I was saying this yesterday, and someone tried calling me out on it, like, how is that a risky move? It gives you this, it gives you that. It's not that Dark Seal... It's a good item, but there's just so much risk-reward potential involved with this. Like, yeah, you can go ahead and get 5 kills, like, up to the point that Anivia is at right now. 5 kills, 1 assist. She would have, I believe, 12 stacks on her Dark Seal at the moment, which is ridiculous. But the moment she dies once, that gets cut in half. The effectiveness of that item is essentially canceled out immediately. It takes so much to build it up, and only 1 second to go ahead and tear it down to nothing. That's what I was saying, why it's a risky item to build first off, but in this case, it would have definitely prevailed.
Oh, for sure. I feel like the only risk when you get a Dark Seal isn't Dark Seal itself, but its fully built form, which is Medjai's. When you have Medjai's Soul Stealer, you die, you lose, what, 50, 60 AP, something like that. You lose an insane amount of ability power, but Dark Seal, I feel like it's a really good early and cost-efficient item because of how cheap it is and just the free AP you get from it. I think you get a little bit of health from it too. I'm not so sure on that. Once again, I don't play AP champs that much because I don't like them.
I think it's mana?
No, I don't think it gives mana. I believe it gives health and ability power.
Okay.
But yeah, no. Because just having a regular Dark Seal, it's almost like having something similar to a Doran's Ring, AP-wise, but you don't get the passive of, like, extra damage on a minion kill, or the extra mana, or any of that. But getting an assister and a kill, just leveling up that extra ability power you get, it adds up after a while. And it goes from, I think, a amplifying tome worth of magic here all the way up to like some of a fiendish codex or lost chapter, something like that. I feel like that's what it equals out to for the price of 350 gold.
So okay, I could definitely see the upside potentials, especially like what we said in this circumstance of Anivia being 5-0-1. But if like Cassiopeia picked it up, I don't think that she would be having a good time with that Dark
Oh,
Seal.
yeah.
You know, not saying that it's not. Now, it's a good item to pick up though overall as an AP mid laner. So we're not saying that Dark Seal wouldn't be good on Cassiopeia, but she definitely would not be effectively utilizing it. And I mean, you just never know until you're already at that point in the game.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Definitely would suggest buying it, though, on this next time she backs, just because she's so ahead. And just because of all the AoE effects that she does have, it would definitely be worthwhile for her to pick up, because it is so easy for her to get kills and assists because of it, as well as just the lockdown on her team and the safety net from Shen.
Right.
Definitely going to be playing around the Anivia. Surprisingly, I was expecting them to be playing around the Ezreal this game. So definitely gonna be hoping to see some good Anivia gameplay. I'm still once again surprised that she didn't pick up a Leandri's though.
Cool. And, you know, during this pause here, we're actually going to go ahead and take us to a quick little break. So we'll be back in just a little bit. Don't go anywhere. Once again, this is University of Montreal versus Counter Target Spell. All right, welcome back. Sorry about the dilemma there, but do not worry, we are back here, and not a whole lot of action, so don't worry, you did not miss a whole lot. You know, top lane did use Flash Aki Aiden, got ganked a little bit by Alpha Claw and Vatatos, but was able to dash and flash away. The dash and flash always really effective on Shen, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, overall, still really good gameplay for game number 2 here. Still have a 2K gold lead on the side of CTS, but University is not giving up without a fight this game. They're playing way better this game than they did the first one.
Definitely going to be looking. Ooh.
Oh.
Looks like Pike has lost a little bit of health here. Going to be looking to see something come up here in the bot lane. Hopefully.
Ooh,
looks like we might get something here.
Yeah, we have a 4-man gank, it looks like. The flash. The ultimate's going to come through Dovahkiin as well. Final Spark is going to pick up Daigons. Prince Manju's now already dashed. Forced to be invisible, though. Dovahkiin doesn't, unfortunately, get that final E onto Prince Manju's there, but does pick up a kill over on 1 for 0 in the fight. Very nice teleport back to bot lane there. Brandon Guts now is looking to be the target of the next gank. Flash forward from Alpha Claw does dash forward very effectively. The Everfrost is going to land on Dovahkiin to the back line. Now Aki Aiden does the shield. Very nice ultimate from Aki Aiden and picks up the kill onto Alpha Claw. That was exactly what they needed to do. That's the effectiveness of Shen, the utilization of Shen overall, and just where he could be at anywhere on the map at any point in time. Great job from Aki Aiden.
Definitely would have liked to see more of a counterplay for the Shen. Uh-oh.
Oh, Hagnia being picked off, it looks like. Oh, no, not even close. Prince Manjus tries to go for it, but Hagnia does have some happy feet, and Kazan's going to pick up that kill. Very nice moves by Kazan and Hagnia.
Would have enjoyed to see something like a Nocturne this game, possibly. I feel like that would have been a pretty good pick. Not only does Nocturne counter Shen by making it to where he can't teleport to his team, but also being able to have a good dive onto one of the carries, such as the Anivia, the Pike, or the Ezreal as well.
Absolutely. I mean, Alpha's doing a really good job, effective this game. Has a lot more map presence right now currently than Jack Spectrum does, and definitely is commanding in total CS overall. So the jungle diff this game is definitely in favor of UDM.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh, and here we go. Very nice knockup from Vatsa Toes. Aki Aiden already used the dash, so he doesn't have that available. Alpha Claw doing some serious damage. The knockup is going to come through from Alpha Claw here, and down he goes. Alpha Claw is going to pick up his 3rd kill of the game, and they're going to now push this into the top lane.
But Cho'Gath did not. Ooh, nice tower dive here by the Anivia and Ezreal.
I'm kind of glad Daigons did that, because Brandon has a lot of kills.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's too bad we didn't see the Cho'Gath get to use his feast in time on the Shen. It looks like he feasted a cannon minion instead. His feast timer wasn't quite ready to feast the Shen for that fight, so gonna be seeing him grabbing stacks a bit slower here for sure.
Yeah, that is true. Very unfortunate. That's not what. It's not the worst thing in the world. I mean, he still gets the stack though. It just he doesn't get that champion stack, so a little bit different.
Oh yeah, and he's also out of his out of the availability to feast anything other than champions and epic jungle monsters. So
yep.
Obviously, he can still feast, other stuff, but there's no reason to, because he won't be getting any more stacks.
Ooh. Oh, Prince Manjus is going to go ahead and get caught out here. The final spark and the ace in the hole are both going to connect, and Kazan's going to pick up the kill. Very nice look from the side of University of Montreal, and they are coming back into this, definitely. I like what they're doing here. They're playing a lot of pressure, and the kills on here are more dispersed than on the side of CTS. Anivia has 5 out of the 8 kills, while the most on the other team is 3 to both the jungle, which is Alpha, and to Lux.
Oh, the Anivia flashing so she doesn't get caught out here.
That is kind of big. Aki Aiden does have ultimate available, so he is able to go ahead and be a present in this team fight if he chooses, but they don't have Prince Manjus, and it looks like they are going to give up the 3rd Drake. Oh my god, I thought the barrage, the True Shot barrage was going to hit.
Oh yeah. Looks like Cho'Gath actually got his feast off this time to grab a feast stack that he has been needing. So he's up to 7 feast stacks, and he is currently gaining 840 extra health.
Ooh, very nice. And here comes Jack Spectrum just launching himself from the fog of war. Hagni is going to go ahead and get picked up, and there comes Prince Manjus. Does miss the hole, unfortunately. Final Spark's going to go ahead and do a nice chunk of damage, but To what avail? They have a really nice, though. Kazan's going to stick into the background. Oh! The depth from below going to come through effectively. Getting a double kill here for Prince Manjus. And the 3-1 triple kill. And all that gold now is going to be dispersed. And that sends a very big message back to University of Montreal saying, hey, don't get too comfortable. We are still here. We are up in the series, and we are looking to close this out. Great job from Prince Manjus and the rest of CTS.
Definitely good hike ults. And I just realized this now that counter target spell actually has 2 built-in Guardian Angels on their team. I wasn't really paying attention to this, but both Zach and Anivia both have the Guardian Angel passive, so they won't be dying as much. Absolutely. So definitely a safer team, especially with that Shen shield.
Oh no. Very nice. Okay, we see the Zonia getting picked up from Brandon, so the final spark isn't going to be as effective as we saw last game, at least not in this circumstance. Dovahkiin forced to flash away. Oh, here comes the true shot barrage, but did not hit, unfortunately. Very nice moves from the side of Brandon Guts. I mean, 0 kills this game. He is being very effective. Prince Manjus going hard in the paint, misses the stun, misses the pull, unfortunately. And he is going to go ahead and just get out of there as if nothing happened, so...
Cosmic Zinzao, is that the skin that he has?
I think so. Let me hover over him to make sure. I can't tell right now. Darn it. I wish it told me. It's not like how it is in game when you just hover over their face and it just tells you. Unfortunately, I do not know, but sure, we'll go with Cosmic.
Oh!
Oh, the final spark hits Prince Manjus barely. Forced to flash just in case Alpha decided to do some kind of a sneaky stuff, but no. Alpha's going to hold on to the flash. Didn't want to flash into Diagons. I mean, he doesn't know who else is around the corner. So, very smart move.
Looks like we have more of a utility Lux build this game as well, as the Lux has built Everfrost.
Oh, instead of damage. Like, Luden's Echo, I think, is what...
oh yeah, the passive of the extra damage that shocks off of everything is quite nice to have, as well as just the magic pen. It's like having a little bit of you know, just extra damage, you know, because it just pens through everything. Sure, she does have pen boots, but I still would have definitely felt like I would have seen a Ludens, especially against a Zac and a Shen.
Right. Yeah, not a Ludens, you mean a Leandri's. Leandri's Torment, the burning. You wanted the burning effect, right? Not the
No, on the Lux, I feel like the extra magic pen that you get out of the Ludens is really nice to have.
Gotcha.
Especially since they already have Merc Treads. And I mean, Source pen boots along with Merc Treads going against each other, I feel like is relatively
Alpha Claw getting engaged on a 3v1 right here. The ultimate's going to go ahead and land. Oh, the execute's going to go up. And did the ace in the hole actually go? Oh, it did not, but Zinzao did get picked off, it looks like. Nice knockup from Vatataz there. Does land onto the trap. Blocks it really nice with the Shen passives there, but he is going to get taken out by Kazan, unfortunately. And here we go. The nice Everfrost is going to land onto the Cho'Gath, and there comes Death from below again. Prince Manjus getting another kill and spreading that gold factor even more.
It is just not looking good here for University. They are up 1 drag right now, but will that be enough to keep them afloat this game?
It's not looking like it. I mean, 3 for 1 in that last team fight, 2 for 1 in the fight before, and it doesn't matter. Look at all the damage that's coming through, but after the cooldowns, it wasn't enough for the side of Dovahkiin to go ahead and take him down, but he is getting very close. So he's not going to be able to do these 1v1s anymore if he doesn't land every single spell. I'm talking about Branded Guts.
Oh, yeah.
But that's just why you go Everfrost. It helps you maintain. It helps, you know, that AoE stun, or slow at least. It allows you to effectively land Anivia's stun, and she's doing a great job following up.
Looks like we're going to see an Essence Reaver here on the Ezreal, as well as a Manamera. No Mythic yet. I assume it'll still go with Divine Sunder for sure. Because the Sheen is really nice with Ezreal. But he does get the Sheen out of Essence Reaver, so...
That is true, and I like the mana, like, deposit that he has right now between the Mana Moon and the Essence Reaver.
Oh, yeah.
And that's just one thing I personally like about Diagon's, and another scary thing about Diagon's effectiveness. He knows all the power spikes that come along with Ezreal. He just plays it real slow.
Ooh.
Like, oh, they're finding the final spark and the shutdown going over to Hagnia.
Into the root.
Oh man, and Diagon's also getting picked up. The Ace in the Hole's going to go ahead and come through as well, but the Munch is not going to be able to effectively land through God's there he goes. He's going to go ahead and devour him. Very nice. Brandon Guts forced to flash as well. Very nice kiting to go ahead and get himself to safety, but that is 2 members down now for the side of CTS, and they might be looking for a Baron call now, as all members are alive.
Oh, looks like they're actually going to force a Baron fight here with the ADC and the Pyke being down. Definitely going to give them that edge. Pyke actually might make it to the Baron if they choose to fight here. Shenza on the bot side of the map looking for a teleport most likely. I'm not even sure if they know they're on Baron. Oh, it looks like they do.
Why did they take the portals? They have them available. Oh no.
Pyke gets caught out here.
Yeah,
unlucky for the Pyke, but man, look at that damage done to the Caitlyn. Was that from Ezreal's ult? Was that where that damage on Caitlyn came from?
Yeah, I think it was the True Shot Barrage, but like, Zac and Pyke, all they had to do was just take the portal, would have dumped them right behind Baron long ago to where they could have effectively possibly set themselves up to get a steal, and they just didn't do it. They walked back.
Uh-oh, there goes the Ezreal again. Oh, he's back.
Oh, nope, he's back, he's back. Alright, so they did a quick little pause and unpause, all good. But yeah, no, that was definitely interesting. I like the Baron call. They did pick up the Rift Herald on the side of counter target spell. Is she able to get one off? Yes, she is. Okay, effectively one before becoming, you know, disintegrated to ashes there. But Shelly doing good work. Great job.
Looks like we are closing the gap in the gold lead as well as... Oh.
The Everfrost doesn't quite land, but the other stun does, and the rest of CTS is going to follow up. See, Jack Spectrum is able to just come through wherever. He's in the right spot at the right time every single time.
They definitely need to start clearing vision in their jungle as well as getting excess vision on the map. Because they're definitely getting picked off. And remember what we saw last game in the bot lane, and one of the river bushes was the Misfortune actually getting picked off a lot by face checking that bush with no vision.
I do remember that, yes. Ooh.
Oh,
I think Prince Main just kind of stepped up a little bit too far, too soon, but it doesn't matter. They're going to go and get stunned up onto Veltataz there. Veltataz does go down. Hagnia also kills Prince Manju, so for a 1-for-1 in that fight. As of right now, they do have Baron, so they're able to effectively keep them off. That mid tier 2 tower, Alpha Claw, sorry. Looking to get a look maybe from the side, but he does get picked up by the ward. And Jack Spectrum's going to go ahead and do an engage of his own. He does have Baron and red buff, and he says, I don't care, you're not that scary to me.
Yeah, definitely seeing the Anivia keep going up in those kills and assists. Still no death. My preference still definitely would have been a great time for her to get Dark Seal or maybe even Medjai's, since she did have such a gold lead and she has such a safe team with her.
Oh yeah.
Definitely would have been a good pick for items.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm definitely not disagreeing with that, especially this game. 13 kill participation out of 17. Anivia alone has as much kill participation as the entire team of University of Montreal right now. Like that is not a small factor. You know, that is not a small Anivia in the slightest. So that's someone that they have to kind of focus down. Now I know, oh, he just dashed right into a trap, unfortunately, and that crit is going to go off, effectively killing him. Prince Manju is not going to be in this fight any longer. The tunnel's going off on Dova King. Very nice from Aki 80, but he is in the middle of it with no one to follow up. Oh, two-man final spark is going to land. Dova King, nice, happy feet, but Diagon's able to pick up that kill effectively. Here comes Brandon Guts. Nice AoE ulti to go ahead and stop them from trying to help. And that's going to be 3 members down. Jack Spectrum's going to go ahead and fall, but he does have to pass it to fall back on. The wall to stop Alpha Claw from getting, Alpha Crew from getting any lower. I meant Alpha Claw. And he is going to fall. The effectiveness, Brandon Guts has his passive as well. And like you said, the double GA effectively. Hagnia trying to do what she can, but that is not going to be enough. Double kill for Aki Aiden and a team gap ace for counter target spell. You had to say that we're close in gold because now they just extended it back out to almost 6K.
Oh yeah, yeah. Now they're once again 4,500 gold in the lead from that latest team fight, as well as picking up another drag, which leaves them up to Soul Point now. Definitely some surprising things, like the Xin Zhao, for instance. Building Kolden's Warhammer instead of going Spectral Cowl, I feel like would have been a better move. Going into Spirit Visage for that extra sustained damage, and or not damage, but healing. He gets to sustain fight longer, along with the Conqueror healing, as well as I'm not sure what his secondary rune tree is, but if he went Domination, the extra healing off of Omnivamp, along with just the Omnivamp out of Gore Drinker being increased.
He went Inspiration second, so he opted in for the 5%, I believe. Let me double check. Yep. Clarity and the upgraded boots. You're talking about Xin Zhao, correct?
Yes.
Yes. All right, here we go. Vatata's doing some good things here. He's trying to do what he can. I mean, he is a big part of this team right now. 1, 3, and 5, 173 farm. I mean, his top lane has been effectively pushed in every single game. Most of the towers taken have been on the top side of the map. So Vatata's is doing everything that he can to try to set his team up. But unfortunately, he can't just sit there and split push because his team loses these 4v5s. And here we go. Jack Spector's going to go ahead and slingshot to the back line here. Alpha Claw getting lots of damage done to him by Diagon. Sports the Happy Feet flash over the wall. And they are just trying to do everything they can to set themselves up for Baron right now, which will be up in about 30 seconds.
Oh yeah, looks like we have Shen hovering the bot lane, gonna try to stop the Cassiopeia, and definitely gonna try to get his Stand United in, I believe is what it is, so he can get to the rest of his team if he needs to.
Absolutely.
He also just recently finished off Thornmail, and it looks like he went Demon Fire build, where he built both Demonic Embrace along with Frostfire Gauntlet, getting that really good burn AoE damage on everyone, while also getting a lot more shield to his team.
I don't know why they're trying to start Baron. Prince Mandra's now taking a half health before this team fight even happens. Final Spark is going to be a huge problem if they're able to catch him out, and he doesn't have to dash. Oh, Biting almost landed. That would have been the end of Prince Mandra's right there.
Looks like we're gonna actually have the Cho'Gath here to counter the Shen and the bot. Shen, oh my.
Shen looking to try to do something for his ultimate, but okay, it's gonna be stopped momentarily. Luckily, he didn't use it at all.
Well, actually, surprisingly, the Cho'Gath had wasted both of his abilities that would have been able to stop the Shen from ulting over as well. So the Shen very well could have just teleported after getting hit by both his silencing scream and the airborne.
Prince Man just jumps into the Baron pit to try to go ahead and get the kills, forcing Akieden to ulti him just in case, because he thought he was going to die there. But hands down, we didn't mention it. Oh, there comes the binding, but the Zonies is going to go ahead and go off, negating the final spark there. Dovahkiin tries to go ahead and get the Petrifying Gaze to go off, but unfortunately, the reflexes from Bearded Guts is too fast. Bearded Guts, that wall essentially closing out the team and barring them from getting anywhere near the Dragon Pit so that way they could secure it was huge. We weren't able to mention it at that moment in time, but definitely I just want to do a quick little shout out to Branded Guts there. They by far are getting my MVP vote so far out of these 2 game performances if they win the second game. For just being so effective. The Lux last game, the Anivia this game, like they are such a big component of this entire series so far. Like anyone that deserves it, it's going to be Brandon.
Oh yeah, definitely with just the carrying both games, getting fed and just doing so much damage and maintaining that lead and not losing it too. Being very strong both games and having the team play around that, like their team recognizes that, hey, he's our carry, we gotta focus on keeping him alive, so they pick the Shen, and they get the CC from the Zac Shen Pike, just to help pick up more kills for the Anivia.
Yeah, I like Diagon's is playing more of a background support role this game, you know, instead of the ADC. Nice flash from Dovahkiin to get out of Jack Spectrum's slingshot there. But no, seriously. Very,
We got
very
a
good gameplay.
crown on Ezreal, so more of a AP heavy team this game. I feel like if they start building more magic resists, it might be harder for them to actually start picking up kills this game.
I think he did it just more for the defense, not so. I mean, he is that mixture damage, so he does able to get that AP and that AD effectively for all of his abilities. So, hold on one second. Oh, very nice
no,
cannon
there goes the
rush.
Pike.
Yep, and Pike. Unfortunately, yeah, getting picked off there. It's those bindings. Lux is just a very effective character, whether you're on Branded Guts or whether you're on Hagnia. It's just a really good character overall. And here comes the Everfrost. The stun is going to land, but too close to tower. Doesn't want to take any risks there.
Like we got that nice Hex Drag Soul too, the Static Shiv passive. Gonna start putting in work once we get near these team fights as well. Definitely gonna be something they have to worry about getting slowed by it, for sure. But yeah, overall, it looks like the game is getting close to being over. Looks like we got Death Dance actually here on the Xin Zhao. But just overall, with their team being majority magic damage, because Shen, Zac, and Anivia all, their damage is really just magic damage when it comes from them. Definitely would be expecting to see, you know, a Wit's End or something like that this game.
I mean, from the side of University of Montreal?
Yes, for sure.
Wit's End would have probably been a lot more effective of an item rather than Rapid Fire Cannon, in my opinion. You still get the attack speed, you get the MR, and here we go. Very nice engage from Jack Spectrum. The Petrifying Gaze is going to land, but not for long. Down goes two members underneath the tier 2 mid lane tower here. Vastrikaz is trying to do what he can, flashes into him, doesn't pick up any kills. Unfortunately, that 3 members down. Goes the King, does get picked off. They're going to focus their attention now onto Alpha Cloud, forces the flash. Very nice. That's still alive in the middle of all of them. But no, does not pick up anything, and that is going to be a 4-for-0 overall. And this looks like this might be the end here for game number 2. CTS looking really, really strong right now, and just the wave clear, huge mid gap. Unfortunately, I can't stress this enough. Branded Guts just absolutely steamrolling both games.
Just a monster of a bird this game. Just taking out the competition with that Everfrost build too. There's just nothing that anyone could do to stop counter target spell. That Lux Final Spark not even doing an ounce of damage.
No.
It is
not going the damage route this time for the Lux build. I mean, still great series overall. University of Montreal, you know, they tried to do everything that they could. Game 1 definitely was in the favor of CTS. Game 2 started off really well. I mean, there was a lot of effective ganks coming in from the side from Xin Zhao, definitely. You know, there was a lot of good looks happening. You know, there were points in time when it looked like Dovahkiin was doing really well with Cassiopeia, and the damage was coming through, which is barely surviving though. And the roams coming in from Prince Manjus.
Just
you know, Brandon
everything
Guts.
just stacking on each other. Just the sheer team fight ability too. CTS definitely had a much better team fight. Just both games, their capability of team fighting and locking people down, as well as their survivability. The second game, just overall keeping everyone alive. The Lux being a longer range, safer range pick, so maybe not needing the Shen that game and having the Shen this game for someone who's a bit shorter range, such as the Anivia.
Right.
And just being able to keep the Anivia alive and locking down the enemies so the Anivia can just melt through them. Definitely a better team comp for sure.
100%. And I mean, you already know my opinion. I think we already know your opinion, but we want to go ahead and get your all's opinion out there. We went ahead and put our MVP vote up. Definitely give us your opinion, who you think deserves it. Once again, I'm going to cast my vote for Branded Guts, definitely. I mean, what an outstanding game 1 and game 2. The Lux, super effective. 20-second final sparks, landing at least 3 people every single time, landing the binding, setting his team up. I mean, I know he was set up from Jack Spectrum, so Jack Spectrum pretty much launched it up, and then, boom, Branded Guts was just spiking it down for the rest of them. It was just perfectly executed for CTS this week.
Very nice team comp here, for sure. I actually wonder if Anivia's I'm I'm not sure if I have this fully correct. I remember Anivia had an ability that actually did extra damage whenever there's cold applied on someone, and it actually worked with Glacial Augment.
Yes.
So I wonder if that works with Everfrost as well.
It should. I think any kind of slow, because when she has her ultimate up and she does the frostbite, or Sejuani or someone along the lines has that, she does the extra damage on them. And I think if they're stunned or if they're slowed, she does do that extra damage with her E. So yeah, that Everfrost definitely is another component of her overall kit that just she essentially has like 6 spells now instead of, or 5 spells now instead of just the 4. So I don't know. I really liked Branded Guts overall. I mean, I love their whole team. Prince Manjus with the roams coming off Janna in game one. The Pike in game two. I mean, super effective, very
Oh
present across
yeah.
the map. Jack did a great job with the Mumu and with Zac in game number 2 here, 1-1 and 18. I mean, kudos to them. Aki Aiden with the Ornn build along with the Shen. He's just saving the team. Like, it was like very, very close to who was MVP in this game overall.
Oh
But
yeah. Definitely.
Branded.
Really enjoying those setups though. Just overall, great team fight and setups. I'll say it and say it again. It's just so good.
Absolutely. And hold on one second here. So it looks like the MVP voting as of right now so far is going with Branded Guts. And hold on.
Who did we get last time? Did we get or not last time, but in our first week, did we get branded last time as well?
Brandon was the MVP last time. They're telling me it looks like it might end up going to them to be the vote, but they're like, don't don't interview me. I did it last time. I don't want to do it again. And it's just like, sorry, man. The people have spoken. We have to drag you in here.
Looks like we have the fan club for Princey as well, giving Princey some votes and chanting him in chat.
Yep, and it looks like overall, Brandon did get the MVP vote, but he is opting to go ahead. We'll bring Diagons in for the interview overall, because that's what his wishes were. So we'll go ahead and follow his wishes to grab Diagon's second place MVP vote. So we'll go ahead and bring him in here for the interview. We'll go ahead and wait for our lovely host Wookie, the sexy Wookie monster himself, to do so. But until then, congratulations, Brandon, for your second MVP vote here
yeah.
overall. Great job. Hello.
Hey,
How are you, man?
Rylionn? I'm good.
Diagons, my friend, how goes it?
Man, it goes well. The first we
Excellent.
finally had this split.
Yeah, your first overall, like, definite victory, 2-0 victory. I mean, you've had 3 victories now. This is your 4th one, so congratulations on that.
Thank
You
you.
all have to
Great
be
work.
very. Oh, I'm sorry. This is your 3rd victory overall. Thank you. Overall, so you guys have to be very excited as a team. Just going a little bit, in the mid lane or in the bot lane a little bit. So we'll talk about your specific roles. It was a tad bit slower going into game number 2, and you kind of went a different path than I thought you were going to go on the Ezreal. You didn't opt in with the mythic item at first. So what was the thought process in game number 2? We'll start off with that.
Sure. So game number 2 was just a collaboration of my team saying, hey, this is probably the build we need to do the most effectiveness against the enemy team, right? So it was the Essence Reaver into Man Immune into Crown. So really, as you could see on the damage charts, it played out very well in our favor, right? So for game 2 specifically, I had the highest damage, and really I credit my team for just encouraging me to skip the mythic item first 2, go for the Essence Reaver, go for the Man Immune, Power Spike, then go for the Crown to mitigate a lot of the damage from the Caitlyn, from the Cassiopeia, from the Xin Zhao. So yeah, I honestly I credit the team for that decision on putting me on that itemization build.
Okay, very nice. And are you guys at least giving them anything? Brandon Guts, an NFT, Bitcoin, something for their performance? Because game 1 and game 2, they had a commanding. I mean, they are so well versed, and going into the previous weeks as well. They are just an outstanding mid lane, and I like Division 1. I've said this from the beginning because I figured it's way more well rounded out. Because if you look at the results, it's very close for each of these teams here that are in Division One, but they're just looking to be like such a huge difference in skill, especially with Brandon Guts being on your team. Like, what are you all doing for them?
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. Boom or Brandon Guts, we call him Boom, but
Mhm.
Brandon Guts definitely deserves, probably an ape, so you can get all those yacht club parties. But I think obviously, I think what the biggest strength was, though, like, yeah, definitely Boom did his thing and did everything he needed to do in both games. But I think our team, let's not lie, right? This team was a great team. Like, this
Oh
team we
yeah.
played against was a very, very solid team. And I think
Oh
the
yeah.
difference between week one and week two and now against an opponent that we felt that was really good was that we really optimized, that's not a word, optimized our macro and gameplay against this team, and our team really played to our strengths very well. The communication was fantastic, and I think that Jack definitely deserves a call out. I mean, Aiden
Oh,
and Cloud and excuse me, not Cloud, Eric. Everybody deserves a good call out for what we did in both of those games. But I think that Jack, he's kind of the person that we kind of like shame in our team. So he definitely deserves a nice call out for this one too, with his performance on Zach and Amumu. But really what it was just our team playing to our strengths in our team comp versus their team comp. And I think you saw that in game one, especially when it was what, a 12 kill win or something like that. It's just
yeah.
like, we really played around what we knew was good for our team. But Boom consistently shining, right? Like Boom is just with the, or Brandon Guts rather, just consistently shining. Lux, Anivia, like anything we put him on, he is just going absolutely ape
It,
on the competition. So definitely, I think we deserve to give them some roses or something in commemoration of Valentine's Day. But yeah, for sure.
absolutely. Nobles, what you got for him so far, my friend?
I'm just gonna, because we had this question last week. How do you pronounce your name? Is it Diagons or Diagons?
So I'm going to tell you a funny, quick story, right? So my name derived from when Will Ferrell and Anchorman said San Diegons. So it was Diegons, but everybody says Diagons. So, let's go with Diagons because it makes more sense to the English language.
I get all right, Rylionn and Rylionn. I get it all the time. They're interchangeable, so I apologize. It's say it one more time. The correct one. It's
We're just going to
Di.
let everybody go Diagons because that's what
Okay,
everybody calls me.
okay. No worries. But yeah, no. Anything on the gameplay? I mean, I know Noble, you're a top laner here. Like anything that you have to comment on for Aki Aiden's performance or anything that um I forgot his name already or how to pronounce it. I have to look at it. Vatitaz. There we go. Vatitaz has had done. Like who's your hardest person like to focus this game? Because not gonna lie, Alpha Claw was like looking real good for a moment there. I definitely thought that they were gonna be the one to take it in game number two.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
and then Kazan as well, just being their build order was a little bit different, not the one that I would have effectively chosen for Caitlyn, but definitely them too. Like, who was your main focus as a team looking at University of Montreal?
Um, I don't know. I felt the Lux build was kind of strange with the Everfrost. I still definitely think that they should have focused on the more sheer power from Lux, since Lux did have a bit of the kills on their team. I definitely felt like if she went Ludens, it definitely could have changed the game a bit for sure.
Agreed. Who were you focused on more as a team? Like, who was your primary target, Diagons?
So our primary target was really just, I mean, it's hard to say that, right? Like Caitlyn is definitely the primary focus. Their ADC was good, man. Like I'm not gonna lie, out farmed me both games. Really, really kept the pressure on.
Yeah.
Um, so Caitlyn was one of the primary targets in game two, right?
Mm.
And also Lux, right? Like Lux was definitely another primary target. We weren't so much worried about the Cassiopeia, just because of the simple fact that they got really far behind.
Right.
But with our team comp, we were able to play really well into either diving into the Caitlyn Lux, right, or playing front to back to our strengths as well. Like you saw Jack dive that tier two tower late in the game. and really scoop up some good value for our team. So, I think that as far as the target prioritization, it really depended on the fight, obviously. But I think that really we wanted to kill Xin Zhao, and we wanted to kill Caitlyn. I mean, Aiden did his thing top, like he's done, the last 3 weeks. Like on a Shen, he was 5'2", 236 farm. Really put the Cho'Gath in a rough spot to be able to really impact his team. So, and like I said before, not enough could be said about Boom or Brandon Guts, but I think that the pike pressure, also really relevant for us. Even though Eric had died a few times, but the amount of pressure he was able to create in some of these lanes with some of his roams was really solid. So to answer the question, definitely the target prioritization was on the Caitlyn and Lux.
Joe. All right. Well, any closing remarks? Anything you want to say? Shout outs to anybody on the team or anybody anywhere?
Shout outs to anybody anywhere. Shout out to shout out to the 995 Pike on Eric because it says 995, but that dude played his heart out and
Yeah.
Boom, Brain of Guts, getting it done. And I think Jack is the unsung hero, right? 1-1-18.
Oh yeah.
Really getting it done with some of these invades and some of these ganks. And yeah, I mean, I'll just leave it with that. I think that the other thing I want to say is to the Twitch chat, like I saw in the Twitch chat that people were really favoring UDEM to come back and 2-0 us after we won the first game. And I want to say to those haters that that's not what happened. UDEM, great, fantastic team, very, very tough matchup, probably our toughest matchup. Even though it says 2-0 on paper and we 2-1'd our other matchups, they were a very solid team. So, shout out to the enemy team as well.
Yeah, very true. I mean, congratulations again, your very first 2-0 victory here for this VCL. I'm sorry, PCL matchup. So congratulations to Counter Target Spell.
Thanks, Beard.
You're very welcome. And we will be here tomorrow as well. Let me go ahead and pull up the schedule for tomorrow. One quick moment. I apologize. Unless my lovely producer knows that at the top of his head because I don't have that up here. Well, for the matchups, we don't know which one we're going to be streaming tomorrow, but for the actual matchup itself, I just exited out of it. I'm so dumb. I had it like right up in front of me. Perfect. Yes, thank you very much. All right, so it was Double McFeeders versus Ventures, and then it was Snipe Again versus who? NA Speedrun. Perfect. So it's between those two games, which one we're going to stream tomorrow. Stupid Team Div. Okay, all right, that's the one I thought as well. So Eggplant versus Stupid Team Div is going to be tomorrow, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is actually going to be Primus and Crewman, if I'm not mistaken, are going to be the casters for tomorrow. I am definitely looking forward to that. It's going to be a very exciting matchup. Once again, huge shout out to Noble here joining me tonight. Wookie Monster as well for the glorious hosting capabilities. Love you, my friend. And then it is me, your boy Rylionn, of course. Thank you so much, everyone who tuned in for tonight's match, and we will catch you tomorrow, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace out.
Have a good night.